WPLJ.
Todd Jayde, Monk, and Annie got a big kick in the fanny when they heard their show was gonna die.
Oh my God.
Adios, New York skyscrapers, even though we've got the papers. Today's the day we have to say goodbye to 95.5. It's been one hell of a journey, so long, morning drive, said the cumulus attorney, erased our hard drive. Now it goes to Sid and Bernie. They grabbed all our key cards for the freaking bathroom, took our microphones, gave them to the New Age earner, returned our headphones to the desk of Mary Burner. We met with HR, where we took the final nosedive as we say goodbye to 95.5. What a way to make a living. Thanks for all the time you've given. If we don't laugh, we will start to cry.
That's true.
Thanks for putting your radio on the final Todd and Jayde show, but we really have to say goodbye. 95.5. It's been one hell of a journey, so long, morning drive, said the cumulus attorney, erased our hard drive. Now it goes to Sid and Bernie. They grabbed all our key cards for the freaking bathroom. So long, WPLJ. It's been way more than an honor. We all have to say, man, we wish it lasted longer. Hope that we could stay, but today you are a goner. In our hearts we'll keep you. 95.5 PLJ.
Good morning, everybody.
Todd, what a nice surprise.
It's the final go-round, the last Todd Jayde, Monk, Annie show ever.
And Christina the phone screener.
Of course.
Can't
Don't forget
Christina.
X-Tina.
Well, this is it.
Man.
What, Annie?
That was a great song. At first I was like, why is Monk playing 9 to 5? We're not going to be here 9 to 5 anymore. Then I heard your voice. I was like, oh, that's so awesome.
That's
that was
so
great.
cool. When did you put that together?
Yesterday.
Oh, I was going to say 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He had it on standby just in case.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I totally thought about you guys this morning as my alarm went off, just picturing what each of us were doing as we were waking up for, dead man walking. It's just for our very last show.
Yeah, it was tough to shuffle to the microphone with the ankle chains.
Yeah. I woke up with the same same song that I do every single time my alarm goes off. Lovely Day.
Yeah.
I let it play all the way through, and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get up.
That's awesome. I
Yeah,
set my alarm
that's how it
extra
is.
early, man. I was like, I'm going to get up.
Wait,
And you were still late.
still late. How's that even
Wait.
possible?
You guys are 6:01.
I was going to explain. I set my alarm for 3. I was like, let me get up early, take a nice hot shower, put some makeup on, look good. And then my son cried till 1 a.m. And
Oh,
I was
no.
like, not tonight, buddy. Not tonight. I need
Not
to
tonight, child of Satan.
Tomorrow's my last day. And then I overslept past my alarm and picked whatever clothes was on the floor. Managed to brush my teeth. And use dry
good.
shampoo.
Yeah, that's good.
Dry
Congratulations.
shampoo.
Well,
So-
Annie, you look great.
Well, thanks. You too,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks,
you
man.
all look great.
You didn't lay your clothes out last night? I did.
Wow. Are you kidding?
Look at her. You think she laid that
No.
out?
I know, but look at me. I laid this out. It's still wrinkly and it's trash. But hey, that's me.
So this is it. Till 10.
Oh.
This is the final show. So if you want to participate, if you want to pick a song, if you want to share a memory, 800-321-WPLJ, or you can text us to 95955. Yeah, we're going to play whatever we want today.
Oh, yeah.
Including London Beat. Remember this song? I've been thinking about you. Todd Jayde in the morning on 95.5 PLJ. What a great song, London Beat. And I told you one of my children, I think it was Amanda, or was it Haley?
No, it had to have been Amanda.
It was
like
Amanda
91,
because
yeah.
this was way back. It was we used to be in the back seat. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about
So cute.
you. Yeah, little kid accent that they all seem to have when you don't know. It's like I don't know where that came from, but now you have an accent when you first begin to speak.
anytime I think of your girls as being little girls, I think of the story where I can't remember if it was Haley or Amanda. They said, "What's a pimp?"
Oh, that's Haley.
Was that Haley?
She was singing that. I'm a PIMP pimp. What's a pimp? I said it's a man with a funny hat.
That's great.
I think about that every time. How are your girls doing, by the way, with all this? Are they going to listen today?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they grew up on PLJ too, so they have to feel something about it, right? Some type of way.
I know what'll happen. My wife said, I'll share you for one more day.
Wait, did you remind her that you're not 80 years old? That you're not going to retire?
No, she means with the you know, radio.
But that's something you say to someone when like they're retiring and they're going to like Florida.
Listen, you said it to me yesterday on text. Our spouses and the people, our families, the people who love us, they deserve all the credit.
Yeah, no doubt.
So we're all
Absolutely.
peaches, you know?
They did everything.
Right.
Yeah. Well, think about it. We've, you know, as horrible human beings we can be sometimes, the fact that we stuck with our significant others for so long,
And the fact that they stuck with us.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was
You're
going to
lucky
say.
Teresa stuck with
other
you.
way.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You don't deserve nothing. It was about her.
Last go round. It's 95.5 PLJ. 95.5 PLJ. Todd Jayde, Monk, Annie. The final go round in the morning on 95.5 PLJ. The radio station will be on until 7 p.m. And then they pull the plug and the Gregorian chants start. And
Yeah, then Jesus comes
Hallelujah
in.
chorus.
WPL Jesus.
Yep.
He gonna save your
Hallelujah
life.
Chorus. It all kicks in at 7, I guess. I don't know who signs on at 7 o'clock at night. But,
Jesus does himself.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Imagine that's the coming of Christ on
Push your chair back, Monk.
Kayla?
There's a lot. There's lightning in the air, and
I
she
know.
keeps
Listen,
mentioning Jesus. I'm not
Jesus is
taking
my
any
homeboy.
chances.
I'm fine with it.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Also, I have Gene in here, our engineer, who has been here for a zillion years, and I just found out how long. Gene, grab a mic. I know you don't want to be on the air, which is why I'm pulling you on the
You've been
air.
on the air a couple times here.
Oh, he
You've done
doesn't
great.
care.
Yeah.
He does it all.
Very
Gene,
rarely.
how long you been working here?
I actually looked it up the other day in terms of actual time. I started November 22nd, 1975. So it's 43 years, 6 months, and a week to the day, I think.
Wow.
Wow. So how are you? And Gene, by the way, comes in today wearing his softball jersey from what year?
I forget. It's so long ago, I forget.
It still fits you though. Congratulations.
It's squeezed on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right.
But yeah, 43 years in this. So how are you feeling about PLJ?
It's a tough day, you know. It's very nostalgic, you know. There's tremendous memories. I mean, you know, it's been a great run. It's been a great career, you know, being here. I've got to do some wonderful things. We had some great remotes with Todd and Scott and Todd down in Florida and in the Bahamas.
Why don't we do those when I got here, huh?
I don't know.
Ran out of money.
But,
Yeah. Well, on the bright side, Gene, you're sticking around, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
you
technically
didn't want to
I'm
rub
still-
that in, but yeah,
Right.
you still have a job next.
Technically, I'm still continuing. That's right.
That's
Yeah.
That's good.
When are you going to retire? How long are you going to go, you think?
Who knows?
Keep going?
Well, for
They
a
gotta
while.
kick you out.
That's right. Well, we'll
love
have to
that.
see what happens. Who knows what's going to happen with the other radio station that I work for?
Yeah,
So,
true.
Yeah.
So, Gene, you've been keeping us on the air for 43 years behind the scenes. We totally appreciate you and everything you've done for PLJ. Who is the biggest pain in the butt that you have ever worked with on the air?
Oh, I've now.
He'll never tell you.
No,
Yeah, you're
Never
like
say.
a vault. You're not going to say anything.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't stay last here this long by answering those questions. You know.
Right.
Well, we love you.
Thanks,
Thank
Gino.
you.
We love
Thank
you,
very
bro.
much.
Thanks,
It's going to really be.
Gene.
It'll be a real sad day. Day later on tonight. So.
Annie,
you know.
remember when you and I went to Ireland and Gene came through and he's like, here's an adapter that
Yes.
will work, a European plug. Here's this. Here's an international mobile phone for you to borrow. Here's my
Yep.
cousin's phone number. His cousin and I, Linda, right? We
Right.
still keep in touch.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, you
That's just
always
the kind of
came
guy he
through.
is.
You're such a good guy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gino. All right, let's go to the phones. Laura, good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to say thank you for being part of our lives. For all my life, I've been on your station, and I really think it's a sad day for all of us, for you, for us.
Well, okay. Thank you. Thank you for the call.
Do you have like a favorite memory that you would like to share from PLJ?
Well, I think I had my kids around the same time like Scott and Todd did, and it was kind of fun having to hear them have their kids, and I did, and they all kind of grew up together.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's great. That's pretty rare in this business to, I don't take that for granted. 28 years,
Right.
you hear families grow up. You hear it all the time. It's amazing.
Well, and even now with social media, like
amazing.
I still keep in touch with women that were pregnant when I was pregnant with Stella. You know, and we swapped kids of our pictures of our kids.
Like you swapped kids.
Yeah, we swapped kids.
You take mine, I'll take yours.
I drop mine off at their house. I go to a bar. No, so we swap pictures of our kids for like the last 6 years. So it's just kind of cool to think, wow, well, when they're 28, maybe like you have with your listeners, Todd, I'll be able to do the same thing.
Not here, but.
Well, yeah, not here. But I've picked up a lot of friends on social media.
Of course.
By the way, at Jade Donovan, you should connect with me if you haven't already. You got to put yours out there, too, so people can find you.
What? They all know us already. They're following us.
Of course, your ego would think that.
No.
Oh, my gosh, Mug.
Well, Annie, you have like several handles. What's your...
I do not. I have one, but I have to change it to Annie off the air. It's Annie on air.
No, you don't. You do not.
But it's Annie on air. You could definitely follow. I'd love to connect.
You have to change it.
I know. For a little while. Going to retirement.
The funny thing is, though, all these years, though, Todd, remember she was obsessed with trying to get... What was the name you were trying... What handle you were...
Oh, because it wasn't available on Twitter.
And what was the girl's
Annie on air wasn't available on Twitter. Some other radio girl, and she blocked me.
Yeah, so Annie is Annie on air on Instagram, and then anytime we go to tweet her, we tweet this other chick who's Annie on air.
Yeah, and she got mad. She said, "Stop tweeting at me," and she blocked me. I'm like, I'm not tweeting at
you. So I wrote her. I was like, well, then give my girlfriend your handle.
And now she's probably like tweeting back. You're like, hey, at least I have a job somewhere.
Oh,
right?
Ouch.
Is she a radio person?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Somewhere in Midwest.
Well, she's not. She's like, on air for what? She just wants to have
podcast.
Right, or she's a flight attendant or something. On air. Todd Jayde in the morning, Mug, Annie, 95.5 PLJ. 95.5 PLJ, a little bop on the radio. You want to hear a song, whatever, you can text us 95955. Give us a call, 800-321-WPLJ. Share a memory. We got phones are blowing up, obviously. John from Middlesex, good morning.
Good morning.
What's up?
Just wanted to give you guys a quick thank you very, very much. Long time listener. And one of my big memories, 1994, there was a Saturday Night Dance Fever reunion, private screening.
Mm-hmm.
Asked you guys once I won the tickets if you would allow me to get engaged on stage. And, of course, the promotions department said, yeah, right, call back later. And I called back the next day and said, no, I'm serious. And you guys made it happen. Happily married for 24 years.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
That was with Al Bandiero. Wasn't he there? Wasn't he hosting that thing?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Your hometown hero.
Friday morning blast off. Went to the Friday morning show. Naomi Di Clemente, of course, was there at that time.
Yeah.
Scott Todd. Buckethead. I got in trouble.
Buckethead.
Remember Buckethead?
Who's Buckethead?
He's a short-lived producer here.
Oh, that's
Roberto, right? Was that Roberto Torres, who was actually at the reunion party the other night? He looks great. Yeah.
How do you get a name like that?
That is hilarious because
he had a head like a bucket.
No, come on. I want to see
He
it.
did. He had a big head like this. It looked like a bucket. So he was Buckethead.
Is that like a typical radio thing? Because I have a friend, Jason Bailey, who was also Buckethead. And he got his name because he had a head like a bucket.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, back then, if you looked a certain way, it wasn't politically
appearance.
correct. If you had a bucket head, you were Buckethead.
Right.
That's just how it was.
What a name.
Ivan, good morning.
Good morning. Long-time listener,
Yes, you
last-time
are.
caller here.
Oh, don't say that.
You practiced that,
What's
Ivan. That
going
was
on?
good.
It's true.
I love you guys. I want to just say thank you. Good luck. Goodbye. We have lots of memories. I go way back. I'm an old guy. I remember when it was WABC FM.
Yeah, there you go.
And Jim Kerr in the morning. But I got to say, the thing, our favorite thing over the years with the family are the phone scams. And even to this very day, we'll be sitting around like the dining room table, and somebody will spontaneously say, "No tudo."
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you for all the laughs, and guys,
you,
good luck
Ivan.
to all of you.
Thank you, Ivan. You've been with us a
Thank
long
you.
time. We appreciate it, man.
You bet.
All right.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
take care.
Todd, the great thing about those phone scams, you can never do a lot of those in 2019, you know?
Yes.
You know, there's...
No, they were, not politically correct.
Yeah, they weren't offensive, but they were just at the
Some
at
of
the
them were,
time.
but that was their appeal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they'd be offensive now, though, but you
Right.
could get away with it then. Like, that's when airplane humor was okay. Mel Brooks
Yes.
was okay. Things like
Yeah.
that. But you can't. Not in 2019. I remember a couple years ago, I was like, Todd, we should bust out your phone scams and do, like, vintage throwback, replays of these things. And then we're like, take a listen, but
That last
Everybody gets offended about everything now.
Oh yeah, you can't do voices, right?
Can't do any accents.
Ethnic voices.
No accents, no voices.
We did all that.
Yeah, our last show would have come a few years earlier if we had started playing the phone scams again. All of a sudden, Todd, you do the 12 o'clock phone scam.
They're great for cable. Great for online.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who knows, Todd?
Oh, man.
Put them on there. You could be like a edgy...
Gee, I wonder if that's a possible podcast idea. Huh.
There you go.
There you go. That's a good idea.
People have been saying you guys should do a podcast.
Yes.
So
You can get away with anything online. I mean, it's like, say whatever you want. Nobody cares.
We have no company that's paying your bills. You're doing it yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at this. We're finding our next career. We're going to be the top.
Yeah. Do you guys have those phone scams? Like, do you have them somewhere saved?
Todd has them in a vault.
Yeah, I got them all.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
most of them.
They're like in the Disney vault.
Been over 1,000 of them. So
Wow.
think about that. Over 1,000 of them.
Yeah. I mean, how many years did you do phone scams?
And Mug and I were talking about this the other day. Probably close to 5,000 parody songs.
Oh, easily.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
5,000. I'm like, what?
I just remember those days that basically that was the thing. We would come in. Todd and I would meet in my office like 5 o'clock. We'd write a song, start writing a song.
4:30.
Yeah, but we start writing the song like by 5 and then be on the air at 6 o'clock. And people would be like,
with
how'd
the
you guys
song.
do that? And it was just we worked really fast, and that was the way we used to do those parody songs. People were like, how long do you guys work on those? About
20 minutes.
20 minutes, and then it's on.
Then we
And
take a pee
sometimes
break.
they sounded like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
95.5 PLJ. It is Todd and Jade, Monk and Annie, the final go-round for 95.5 PLJ. Just taking your calls today. Text 95955. Our number is 800-321-WPLJ. We got Tina from Ronkonkoma on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so sad about today. I'm going to miss you all. I got my son into listening to you guys, too. I've been listening over 30 years, and some of my greatest memories are No Tutor, the Italian Cake Baker, Stumpy, 12 o'clock. But my greatest memory is meeting all of you at one of the summer diner tours way back in the day.
Yeah, those
Joe
were fun,
Nolan
man.
and
Those were,
Naomi DiClemente. Yeah, those were great.
they were really popular. I mean, the crowds that we got in those
Yeah.
things.
And those started
We'd get
as a
Jade
joke.
like a C-grade act,
Yeah.
and it was on purpose. It was at a diner.
Sure.
So we get like a really like a C-grade, Monk, you have a better memory than I
Yeah.
do for some of the,
Who'd you have there?
Alive and Kicking.
The first one was the girl who sang Mr. Big Stuff at the TikTok diner. Remember Mr. Big Stuff? Her name was G Knight. Who do you think you are?
Yeah. And it was one of Naomi's favorites.
Yeah, and we had like people saying like The Lion Sleeps Tonight. But the best part of that whole thing, people remember the diner tours as like this epic thing where we went all over the tri-state area. But the whole thing was basically a lark because what happened was our afternoon show, the Rocky Allen Showgram, was doing this giant show at the Ed Sullivan Theater. And it was going to be like all these stars. And one day a listener called up and said, "Hey, so Rocky Allen's doing something at the Ed Sullivan Theater. What are you guys doing?" So, and Todd, no joke, right off the top of his head, "Yeah, we're going to be broadcasting live from the Tic Tac Diner in a couple of weeks." So lo and behold, we called the Tic Tac Diner, and they said, "Sure."
Is that the one on 8th? The one right here?
No,
on Jersey.
Route 3. Route 3 in New Jersey.
Yes, I've been to that one.
And that sort of started it all, right, Todd? Because then after that, we did like Long Island, Westchester, other parts of Jersey.
I didn't know you made that famous. We did that at my last radio station too, so we copied you. Look at that.
Did you?
Yeah, you should trademark that.
The diner tour was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then we got Scott and Todd got too big, and then a lot of those diners just became way too crowded to do stuff like that. But,
we got in trouble with traffic, and then people were pissed off, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess we can't do the diner tour anymore.
This is real cute, but it looks like we're going to cancel it.
All right. Yeah. Good. We got Richie on the phone. Good morning, Richie.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
Great, bro. How about you?
All right. I want to wish you all the best luck in the world, and I wanted to tell you that even though you guys don't know it a lot of times, you become part of a family, and we always mention you all the time because if you remember, I got remarried on your air on that station 25 years ago.
Aw, that's cool.
Did that work out? It worked out, I hope, hopefully?
Yeah, it's going to be 50 years this year.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome, Richie.
So I figured I'd call you up and just tell you to remind you. I remember Todd saying, "Hey, Richie, listen, you get remarried, you got to talk on the air. It's radio."
Because Richie, you were a nodder, I think. Richie would do a lot of nodding, and I'm like, "No, Richie, you got to talk. You got to say stuff."
That's exactly right. I brought the mayor and a cake, and we had one hell of a time. You guys did one hell of a job making that a memory for us.
That's so sweet.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you for calling, Richie.
And I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
That's sweet.
I'm glad they're back together. Can you imagine? We got remarried on the show, and then next thing you know,
it didn't work.
We got divorced 3 years.
Well, it wouldn't be our fault.
Well, we did have that magic back then.
to cause divorce?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we were the number one cause for divorce in the 90s.
We did a promotion, Two Strangers and a Wedding.
Oh, God.
And that one did not last.
What was that?
That was a terrible idea.
It was literally two strangers who met. They met on the air and then got married. We had a wedding.
How did you pick them? Was it like Love at First Sight before Love at First Sight? The show was a thing.
It was very elaborate.
Yeah, it was before that, but I think it was like a promotion.
Yeah,
that some guy was selling.
We bought it. It was
to radio stations.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was from the UK, and this company was basically a syndicated contest where they would sell the contest to stations across the country. And we spent I forgot what it was at the time. It was a ludicrous amount of money. I think we spent like $20,000 or something on it. It was something really stupid. And essentially we did it over a month. We would interview possible people. They would not know. It was pre-social media, so you wouldn't see pictures or anything like that.
Right.
And then we whittled it down to 2 people, and they got married. At the Bridgewater Manor, I believe, is where we did it. I don't know why I remember all this crap.
That's when I got my priest certificate.
That's right, and Todd officiated the wedding.
I was going to say, who married them?
Yeah,
You did?
Todd officiated them. Yeah,
nice.
They did not last.
Shocker.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, and again, we're going back to breaking up weddings, Todd. This is what happened. We set up a reunion like a month later where listeners could come and meet the couple that got married. The guy who won the contest, the husband, had so many women chase him around during the party that he decided to break up with the girl.
Because it was from the reunion party, because
no.
everybody had listened, got to know this guy, and they were like, I would have married him. So apparently somebody convinced him that they would be better off than the girl that he married on the air.
Oh, no. So you wonder if he married one of those other women from the party.
Who knows?
He's like, that's how I found my true love. I had to go through a divorce. It was Scott and Todd first.
I don't even remember his name. But more of your calls, your memories, as we wrap it up. The final journey on 95.5 PLJ. 95.5 PLJ, Todd and Jayde, Monk and Annie, wrapping up our final show on 95.5 PLJ. Just taking your phone calls, right? We're just sitting around talking about memories and reliving the past.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we can do. We got Alana on the phone from Port Washington. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. How you doing?
Hi. I'm great. I just wanted to tell you that Blown Off was the best thing on radio ever. No, it's true. It led to some really great conversations with my sons who aren't old enough to date but are close. And it really made me appreciate my husband.
Yeah. Right? It's like, God, all these people, what they go through.
Oh, that's great.
You know, every morning I would run up to him and say, you would not believe what happened on Blown Off today. I'm so appreciative of you. I love you. You're the best. You made him look so good. You made our marriage stronger.
That's good.
I should tell you that I'm on the phone just like you do on the Blown Off show. This is Bill.
Oh, hi, Bill.
That's good. Very good.
What's up, Bill?
Just want to say thank you. You guys have been amazing. You've been with us for so many years, and we really appreciate all that you do.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Thanks for the call, you guys.
Oh, we love you too, guys. Thank you. How
so,
cool.
Jayde, we have a classic. We have a classic Blown Off that we're going to play in the 7:00 hour. Remember Phil and Marge?
Stop. Is this the older couple?
Yeah.
I love that one.
That's really the one we got the most response to.
And a happy ending, which is not to spoil it.
Well, why are you ruining it, Monk? You got to ruin every movie.
It's not a movie.
You know what I mean? You ruin movies, now you ruin Blown Off.
Annie's got a point. You spoil everything for her.
Wait, so
you
I
really
ruined the Blown Off movie?
But maybe he's just trying to throw us off the track. Maybe it's not a happy ending.
Well, actually, technically, as we all know, inside the room, it's not the happiest of endings.
Well, for us, but for Phil and Marge.
No,
not so much.
What?
Yeah.
Remember
really? No, I don't. I don't remember anything.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but anyway.
All right.
We probably should leave it at that.
Now Annie and I are just confused.
Yeah. What happened?
We'll do that at 7:40 and explain on PLJ.
Todd Todd and Jade in the morning.
On 95.5 PLJ.
95.5 WPLJ, New York, 7 o'clock with Todd Jayde, Annie Monk, wrapping it up on 95.5. Just taking your calls, taking your texts, reminiscing. 800-321-WPLJ. You can text us to 95955. Eddie's on the phone, a regular listener. What up, Eddie?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's a sad, sad day here. You know, we're really going to miss all of you. On behalf of Group 2 from Barbados trip, which was an awesome trip, and Todd, a special thank you to you for buying me that Rumpy Pumpy T-shirt that I still have to this day.
Yeah.
Still wear.
We should provide some context for people who just hop in.
Right. Well, I've heard stories of this Barbados trip.
Yeah.
But
So we did this huge thing where we took, 20 listeners? It was
groups.
Two
groups of 20.
Yeah. And so what happened was we had to stagger for some reason. So Group 1 got there before everyone else, and then Group 2. So they formed bonds. So Group 1 became their, it was like Survivor, right, Todd?
It was.
That's
Group 1
hilarious.
would only hang out with Group 1, and Group 2 would only hang out with Group 2. And they just, they were competitive as to who was more loved by Scott and Todd and everything.
And Jade, it was kind of a combination, so it was a week. So Group 1 got there, and then when Group 2 did, it was Group 1's last night, so we had a mingling cocktail party.
Oh, hilarious.
So both groups could meet, and then Group 1 left the next day, and Group 2 got to stay the last 3 days. So they all kept in touch. They went back and forth. They battled. We did more than you did on the trip.
Yeah.
We did water sports. It was hysterical.
And Group 1 probably hated Group 2
Yes.
because they had to leave.
Yeah.
Right.
And who wants to meet somebody who's about to have fun when your fun
Yeah.
is over?
And, and the Rumpy Pumpy shirt was the
Yeah,
guy.
what's that?
He was, you know how every resort has a guy selling stuff on the beach, like the the activities, the water
He
activities.
was the water sports guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he had his own shirts. Like he became like his own brand. So his name was Rumpy Pumpy, and he made his own shirts. And Todd was like, "Yeah, I'll get a shirt." And Todd, you gave him like $100, and you bought like 20 shirts or something like that. It was
Yeah.
crazy, and he gave a couple to some of the groups.
Oh, Eddie's a good dude. He welcomed us too. Remember, Jade bought us shots. He'd show up to a lot of our parties, like rooftop parties and stuff.
Rumpy Pumpy?
Not Rumpy Pumpy, Eddie.
Oh, I know Eddie.
Yeah.
Gravedigger Eddie.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eddie. Let's go to Pam from Milltown. Hey, Pam.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Good. You know, we're good.
I'm
So good.
Sad. This is the last day. I love you guys. I was part of the original Moms Gone Wild in 2009 when we were in Atlantic City, and I got to hang with Monk and Scott Shannon at the time. And
He's still Scott Shannon.
It was it was a great time. And then Jade, I was at your man Sprinkle in September.
Nice.
And you and Annie, we hung out at the Bachelorette show back a couple years ago, I guess.
Oh, my gosh, wow.
And Todd, the True Romance Dance with the Captain and Tennille.
Oh,
I don't even remember when that was. But
many moons ago.
It was. And also, I've been at many of your summer kickoffs. And I just want to tell you guys that I listen to you every day, and you make my morning, you make my day. And I don't know. I'm going to be so sad when you're not there.
Well, thank you for the call.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Are you the one who's a dance teacher, dance instructor?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
You made me a beautiful gift for my baby, and I totally appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
That was very nice, and it's a cool keepsake too at this point. So
Was it the
thanks.
box with all the sayings on it? Yes.
with the pictures and stuff like decoupage.
Oh, wait,
it was
we
very
went to that.
very sweet.
That bachelor party show with the guys that took their clothes off with you. Remember? Back in
Yeah,
in
Pam's
Hell's
got our
Kitchen?
secrets.
Pam knows a lot.
Not secrets anymore.
Yeah.
No. Hey,
Thank you, Pam. Take care.
Here's a familiar voice. Lexi's on the phone.
No way. Dyslexy.
Made the speaker go out.
Oh, sorry. Am I too hot? Are my levels too hot?
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to call and tell you guys I love you guys, and you all changed my life. So I had to call in.
Oh, and you're
You
all
changed my
grown
life, not
up
just
now.
My job, my everything, my whole life, and I love you guys.
Oh, we love you too.
We love you.
Lex, I can never look at a delicatessen and without thinking about you.
That's probably the story that my mom tells everyone.
Oh, we got to tell the story again.
We got to tell that story. So, Lexi, you tell it. How's your mom tell the story?
So I was going downstairs in Penn Station to grab food, and Monk, I think it was Monk. I don't even remember. So if I messed up, you guys just chime in. So it was, grab food or a sandwich from the deli downstairs in Penn. It's right by It's Don Pepe.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I thought I knew Penn at the back of my hand. I walked down there for 15 minutes. I go upstairs. I said, there's no deli. So you guys say I'm crazy. It's right here. It's right here. I didn't know that a deli was shortened for a delicate. What, that word?
You called it.
She can't say it still.
Yeah, she still can't pronounce it.
I still think about it as a delicatessen because that's how she pronounced it.
But she was incredulous. I remember that because she was like, Lexi, you were always very positive. You had like an attitude about you. You were like, there's the only thing that's called like a delicatessen or something. I don't know. There's no deli down there. Oh, so funny.
Classic.
So, and now, I learned a lot of vocabulary words with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, we were down the shore when we came up with the game. We were all at lunch, and there were so many words that like Lexi didn't know or didn't understand. And we thought, man, we can make a game out of this. So we wrote on a napkin whatever the word might be, delicatessen or whatever.
And she'd have to give the definition. Was that what
and
it was?
then Lexi had to give the definition. So we just slide it on a napkin over to her, and she would try to explain whatever this was. And she became so good at creating these definitions that made no sense.
No.
Yeah, my favorite part was, I know this one.
Right.
And then it'd be like, no, that's not
That's not it.
And that's how Dyslexi's dictionary was born.
Mm-hmm. And she put that on her resume.
Yeah, and now I know that a taxidermist does not do your taxes.
Yes. Classic.
Thanks, Lex.
We love you, Lexi.
Love you guys.
Love you.
707. Final show on the radio at 95.5 PLJ. All right. Last day on 95.5 PLJ. Just wanted to say goodbye. Just taking your phone calls, your text. 800-321-WPLJ. You can text us to 95955. Where you want to go, Monk? We got a lot of calls. How about Jackie in Bergen County? Good morning.
Good morning, guys. To tell you that I'm devastated is not even the right word.
Happy?
No, I'm
devastated doesn't mean happy.
No, I'm devastated.
Okay.
Come on, guys, really? No, honestly, I have like the best story for you. I've been winning tickets from you for like forever and ever. And I was extremely pregnant with my son, but I won tickets to like an 80s reunion concert for October 19th, 2002 at the Continental Airlines Arena. And my husband was like, "You're not going." I'm like, "Of course I'm going." So my sister, who's a nurse, came with me, and I legit went into labor at the concert. And I did not tell anyone because I knew she'd make me leave. So my son was born like the next day.
Wow.
Thank God, not that night, right?
Well, not that. Well, my sister said, she's like, "What better way for your son to come into the world but at a concert, because that's just so you." And I'm like,
Did you get an 80s name? Did you give him an 80s name?
No, his name is, it's Steven, so it's probably like older than dirt. But in all honesty, you guys have been I drive an hour every day, and you guys have been there just for me every day, and it's just devastating for us.
Aww.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, when I told my son the other day, he's turning 17 this year, and he said to me, he's like, "But that's your radio station." I said, "I know, thank you."
Wow. I know. It is difficult to think about that. I mean, and Todd, you posted on Instagram last night, I think, like sorry to disappoint or something to that effect.
Yeah, sorry that listeners got let down.
Yeah.
Beyond our control, obviously.
Sure.
But still doesn't make it any better that we let people down,
I know. And it's true. I mean, I wrote kind of a similar just message that you get into this business because you want to make people laugh, right? And you want to make them feel good and you want to be a part of their lives. And then all the messages we've been getting lately, and a lot of the calls this morning are people who are sad, which is not what we want to do. Right. We don't want to make people upset and sad. And, we're right there with you. And it's just such an iconic station. I mean, 48 years, WPLJ is legendary. To anyone working in radio, growing up as a radio brat, I mean, you look to New York as the biggest market in the world for media. And then PLJ is right there, just this iconic station. And the fact that it's going away.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is it probably won't be the first. It seems to be that the business is in a little bit of turmoil, the radio industry. And a lot of companies are having issues where they're having to make tough decisions and sell things,
Yeah. Well, I don't know how true it is, but someone came in my office yesterday and they were like, all the stations are for sale.
Huh.
Was like, oh,
sounds right.
It's like a fire sale. Like everything must go.
Yeah. It's like
all
Kayla's
right.
shoes when you walk past there.
Like,
you know, Todd, it's funny. We were talking about medical things that happen at these shows. It seems like something always dramatic always happened at one of the 95.5 PLJ shows.
Yeah.
So my wife nearly passed at one of them. Yeah, so we
Passed out?
No,
Or died?
Yeah, so she was the promotion director here for many years, and she's sitting in the studio today. But we were.
I was going to say, did we finally get her on the air
Yeah.
or no?
Say hi.
Teresa's
Just say
not
hi.
having it.
But anyway,
Just say
real
hi.
quick. Say hi. Just say hi. Hi, good. So we were. Todd, remember the Billy Joel show we did, the question and answers?
Questions and answers.
This is a huge thing. So we had Billy Joel at Town Hall where people could ask him questions. And he would play songs. And Town Hall was like an old, dusty building. And my wife has asthma. So she had a full-blown asthma attack before the start of the show.
Oh, no.
I ended up having to go in an ambulance with her, leave Town Hall before the show starts to take her. And luckily, they're able to save her. Obviously, she wouldn't be here. But anyway, I remember to this day, Scott Shannon, he goes to my wife when she comes back, where he goes, "Man, you almost ruined that Billy Joel show."
Yep.
Because he goes,
You almost died.
If you died, I would have ruined the show.
How selfish of you.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
You never
That's
know.
hilarious.
Let's go to Aaron.
Glad you're
in
okay,
Rockland.
Teresa.
Aaron.
Aaron, are you there?
Oh, yes. Hi.
Oh, there you go.
Hi. I remember when Disney owned it and used to do Eisner.
Oh. We got in big trouble for that.
I remember.
The mouse calls.
Yeah, Mr. Rouse, it's Mike.
Hello?
Yeah, it's Michael Eisner. How are you, sir?
Oh,
You're an idiot, Eisner.
Well, I'm calling to let you know
You're an
that
idiot.
Avengers made over $2 billion at the box
I
office.
don't care. Fire the radio division.
And they
Fire
did.
it all.
And they did.
Yeah, we got a note, Jade, from Michael Eisner, who said don't do that anymore.
Really?
So, Eisner himself.
Like an email?
Yeah, which was really cool to actually know that Michael, because we bashed him. I mean, we made Mickey Mouse the tyrant
Oh, no.
of the company, so he was like the mean boss, and Michael Eisner was his puppet.
Although those were the good old days, right? Didn't you tell me that, like, the Disney employees, you get all these benefits and, like,
It was
you were
the best.
You were so loved.
God,
Didn't you get, like,
Disney
trophies and
passes.
things?
Yeah.
Disney passes?
Oh, man.
They were the best owners we ever had. And that was like Todd mentioned, that was the only time ever in like, whatever it was like 10 years that they owned us, that they ever had any input on the show, the
Never.
station
They never
whatsoever.
said a word.
Not a word. They gave us Disney
That's how it
passes
should
every
be.
year.
Stock.
I know, right?
Stock, Disney stock, which is still very good if you have it. It's like $120 or something like that. It's good stock.
It was really good stock.
That's good.
Yeah.
They spent money like water.
Oh, it was the best.
I mean, it was the best company ever to work for. You'd come up with an idea. You go like this. Well, what we want to do is we think we want to fly this guy in from Japan and have him give lessons. And they go like this. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Boom! It goes a $9,000 airfare check. Guy comes over. It was
The
like
good old days.
living a dream.
Oh, that was in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
90s. That's like the golden age of radio, though,
we
right? In the
just-
90s.
Oh, we just missed that. Is that when you guys, like, you could smoke in here, too, and people would drink on the air?
No.
Is that the 80s?
No, Andy, that was like 2015 when we were here.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, you can
the
drink. The
drinking, yeah.
smoking, not so much.
Mike, New Hyde Park. Good morning.
Hey, Todd and Jade, good morning. I want to say thank you for so many years of uplifting morning radio. And I wanted to mention that you guys kept me and my wife laughing in hysterics every morning back in the 90s. Then we lost her 6 years ago. And I want to say that you guys have helped me every morning. It was a bright spot when that radio went off to hear you guys when the alarm went off. And then also the blown off schemes have helped me learn what not to do during dating. Because I hadn't dated since 1974, since before I met my wife in high school. So thanks a million for all those funny, important little bits every morning.
Aw.
And we
you,
love
Mike.
you. And Lexi lives nearby here in New Hyde Park, so it was good to hear from her just now.
Yeah, you look out
That's
for her
cool.
over there.
Yeah.
Thank you,
We
Mike.
wish you guys a lot of luck and love and moving on, and wherever you land, we'll listen to you.
Thank you, Mike. We wish you the same. Lots of luck and love to you, too. You find anybody? You get blown off a lot, or how you doing?
What was that? Yes, I'm moving on with someone. She's from East Meadow, a lovely girl.
Nice.
And things are happening. She likes my family, and they like her. So I think my daughter and her have had meetings about me already. That's
That's a good sign. Right.
That's
Good sign.
Well, you take care. We appreciate you calling in.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for all the years. I don't know what I'm going to do without you guys in the morning. So
Thanks, Mike.
Us too.
thanks, Todd. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow.
Is
Isn't that
it-
amazing?
It's so hard to hear these stories because you become so attached to people and then their lives, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we don't take it for granted. We understand that we have an effect on people. You never know what kind of effect. You never know.
Well, I think you do take it for granted. I think just it's natural when you get into a job. Think about it. You think, oh, I'm going to get this job and this is how it's going to be. And then after a while, it becomes a job and you do what you got to do. But you just forget.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in this tiny little room together with microphones, and sometimes we forget how many people are actually listening.
Yeah.
Until we talk to you on social media, until we meet you, and you call in and you bring up all these memories, and that's so special that we get to do this right now.
Speaking of meet you, look who walked into the studio.
I know.
Hey,
Haley Pettingill.
Go walk up to that microphone and say hello.
She's like, Dad, I don't have headphones. Hello.
Jade just gave me her headset.
I know.
took the headset off her own head and put it on mine.
That's girl, because you're my kid too now. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I love your hair. Does she not look so cute? New
Love
hair
it.
color.
Thank you.
New hair. Who dis?
Thank you. Yeah, I went back to the dark side.
We were just talking about you, asking how you're feeling because you grew up on this radio station with your dad, obviously. So
Yeah, this morning I had my AirPods in. I'm listening, and it's crazy. I'm so emotional, like as a human being.
You are.
In and of itself.
Aw.
I like wrote a whole thing. I'm like, then I'm going to send him later, but I'm 23. So my whole life, this has just been normal. It's
Right.
just been what he's done.
been home, yeah.
It's just been, I've not known anything else. And so people always ask, is it weird? Your dad's on the radio? I'm like, no, it's just like, he's there. This is his job.
He's just there. That's just dad.
This is just his job. And it was cool. I was the girl whose dad was on the radio, but I was just proud of him. It was never like for the title or anything like your dad's on the radio. I'm like, yeah,
Aw.
that's his job. That's what he does. So
You guys have such a cool bond too, the two of
Thank
you.
you. I'm like looking at you from.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You're definitely the favorite. I've always said that.
There's no favorite.
Amanda's gonna call in. She's gonna be so mad.
I hope she does. Battle.
Right, Haley? Haley knows that she's the favorite. She
There
knows.
are no favorites.
No.
You love your children the same.
I think Charlie's the favorite. So
There are no. Well, he's the favorite grandchild right now because he's the only one.
Yeah.
I'll hand him over. I'll hand over the title.
Well, the reason I always say that Haley's a favorite because she's essentially a carbon copy of Todd. She's mini Todd.
Oh, the jokes they
with
throw back and
female.
forth to
Yes.
each other is so cute.
It's funny though, like Amanda is also very similar to Dad.
Yeah, she is.
She really is. And
She's
she was
snarky.
more out there growing up. Like I was the sports and she was
Theater.
Well,
and all
thank
that.
God you both
Yeah.
got mom's brain. So you got mom's brain and my sense of humor. So
both of you.
yeah, well, I don't have much of a brain. But
Oh, we weren't gonna point it out,
It's a tribute show, Todd.
right. Well,
We all
thanks
have to be nice.
Thanks for popping in, kiddo.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
And you're our favorite. Can we say that?
You're my favorite.
Let's still try it again.
95 PLJ.
Todd and Jade, right now traffic.
5 PLJ. Todd and Jade, Annie and Monk, Christina, the phone screener, hanging out at the radio station for the last ride. We have a special guest, and Jade, you should introduce this guy because
Aw.
I mean, you guys go way back.
This is my boy. We got Jim Conroy from Ramsey Subaru on the phone with us. What's up, Jim?
Jimmy.
Good morning. How you doing?
Oh, I'm very sad, but very happy to be a part of your show for the last, 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Jade's going to miss you. She bought all that property in Pennsylvania because of Ramsey Subaru. So
I did.
she's very appreciative.
We're so proud to be, sponsors of Apple a Day. It's just it's a great thing.
It is.
I talk about it all the time. I feel like every one of you is my family, and I do have a memory, and the memory it's not really a memory as per se. It's more of a setting, and Todd would know this. the setting is a summer night, and everyone's getting eaten alive by these bugs. And, they say, oh, it's mosquitoes. I said, no, it's jockle bugs. Jockle bugs? What is a jockle bug? I said, well, back in the 90s, they had this low-quality wood called Jumanji wood. And it was only available in this area, and these jockle bugs attach themselves to this wood, and that's what you're getting bitten by. You got to look it up on Google. It's very hard to find. You can't find it on Google. And I have these people going crazy.
And, of course, Jim is referencing a phone scam where giant jockle bugs took over, the Jumanji wood was the famous phone scam.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that was your deck is a wreck, and you asked a woman to get rid of the jockle bugs by grabbing her blender, right?
Mm-hmm. And turning on your blender, and the shaking of the blender will actually remove the jockle bug from the wood. So she went out there and turned on her blender.
No.
And I said, you have to scream into the wood, jockle bug! And she did it all. So that's funny, Jim.
But thank you so much for all the years. And it's not goodbye. It's so long for now.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate it. And I've said this on the air, and I said it yesterday, too, and I don't have to because you and I don't do business together anymore, but we are still working together with Apple a Day, and Jim has been really the driving force behind Ramsey Subaru partnering with Apple a Day for so many years, supporting our kids who are fighting cancer, and they've donated $50,000 the last couple years to our program so we can make sure to keep these kids connected while they're in treatment in the tri-state area. So thank you so much for your commitment to our kids and for being part of the community, Jim. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And Jade's real estate empire. Yeah, the whole empire of that Pocono empire is all because of Jim.
I only could buy condos because I was
Jim.
slinging your Subaru, so I appreciate it.
We got Charlie on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I was actually one of your former interns about 20 years ago. I remember Charlie Manson Jr.
Yeah, again, folks, when you're listening, like the nicknames that we gave people weren't always the sweetest, most positive nicknames, but it didn't scar you, right, Charlie?
No, it didn't scar me at all. Actually, I looked at it and go, Charlie Manson, yeah, okay, I can go with that. Why not?
Well,
good, Charlie.
I'm sorry, like I was saying that, I found out when this was happening, is like when I told my son, I'm actually married now, believe it or not. I've been married for like 13 years now, and told my son, Daddy used to work with these guys. It's an intern years ago.
You didn't tell him that you're Charlie Manson, though, right?
He's like Googling Charlie Manson.
I left that part out.
Okay.
Yeah, great name.
When Todd gave me, he looked at me and said, I was going to call you Charlie Manson Jr. and going, okay.
You were a good sport, Charlie, and I can't believe he's married, got kids. It's insane.
And soon that kid's going to know that his dad is Charlie Manson Jr.
Nah, we won't tell. Nobody will tell. Hey, we have another special guest on the phone. Please welcome Annie's better half, Sean.
Oh, my Lord. He's not on the phone. Don't choke up, babe. This is your moment. No.
I know.
Hey.
How you doing?
Oh, hanging in there.
Same as last night.
Yeah, right? What's up, Shawnee?
How's it going? I just wanted to call and tell Anne Marie I'm really proud of her. You're just a strong woman. You're a role model for all the women out there. And I want to thank you for your sacrifice for our family, just allowing me to coach and pursue my dreams. But your dreams are not over. It's not over for you. And the sky's the limit, as we talk about. So I
you're
love
so
you,
sweet.
and I'm proud of you.
Thanks, babe. Make me cry.
We're all of us are crying in the studio right now. That is the sweetest
babe.
thing.
Appreciate it.
And I wish all you guys the best.
So we do too, Sean, to you. After 5 or 6 years of Annie, we know how difficult it can be. So it's true. I mean,
why you got to ruin it?
We get her in small doses, Sean, but you get her the other 20 hours of the day.
Nice,
so
Monk. Thank you.
Well, and
she should enjoy some nice needed rest a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. Yeah, you've been commuting and running hard too for 2 hours each way for a long time.
I get to sleep till 6 a.m. now. That's when the baby gets up.
I know.
Well, thanks, babe.
I was going to joke that we always side with you, Sean, when Annie tells a story, for what it's worth.
Well, thanks for your support.
Thanks,
That was great. Thanks, Sean.
Good luck, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
This one's for you too, Annie.
Only took 6 years.
B on PLJ.
And our classic Blown Off is next.
Time for the Skuncy Todd and Jade Blown Off on 95.5 PLJ.
You go on a date, you meet someone, you have a really nice time at dinner, you get to know them, hear about their family. Then for some reason, they just never call you back.
And that's the story of Phil from Valley Stream. Now, Phil didn't contact us directly. His granddaughter did.
Oh,
and
sweet.
she wanted to help out her grandpa, who, well, I'll let him tell you his story. Good morning, Phil.
Hi.
How are you, Phil?
So I met this Marge in a grocery store over a period of past couple of years since my wife died. I've been going to the grocery store, and I've seen her there quite often. And about 3 weeks ago, we got into this conversation and decided, let's have dinner together. We'll go down to Dario's in Rockville Center and have a nice meal. We sat over dinner, had a long conversation. It was like we'd known each other for years.
Wow.
And that was about 3 weeks ago, and I haven't heard from her since. And I don't know. I guess I'm a little timid about calling her.
Right.
Aww.
Well, first of all, Phil, thank you so much for talking to us this morning and being on the show. We're so sorry to hear about the passing of your wife, but it's nice that you're getting out there, introducing yourself to other ladies in the grocery store.
How long were you married, Phil?
38 years.
Oh, wow.
Phil,
That's
It's going to be
long
hard to
time.
get back in the dating scene. Were you nervous?
Of course I was nervous. I haven't had a date for 38 years.
I guess you ask a silly question, you get the silly answer.
So, Phil, you took Marge out to dinner. You went to Dario's. Now, how was the conversation at dinner? Did you enjoy it?
It was very pleasant. It was casual. We just we talked about her family and her life, and I talked about my wife, and we found several things we had in common. It was very pleasant.
Oh, that's so sweet. And then you just haven't heard back from her, and clearly you haven't bumped into her at the grocery store again.
That's true.
Okay.
And, Phil, you said it's been 3 weeks since you've heard from Marge.
Yes.
What we're going to do, Phil, is we'll try to get Marge on the phone and get some answers for you and find out why she hasn't reached out, okay?
Right.
Yes, sir. We'll do that in 3 minutes and try to help Phil out. It's Blown Off with Todd and Jade on New York's 95.5 PLJ.
After the first date, someone's getting blown off.
And we're about to find out why.
Time for the Skuncy Todd and Jade Blown Off. 95.5 PLJ.
Phil from Valley Stream was married to his late wife for 38 years. After her passing, he decided to put his toe back in the water and take Marge out to dinner. We met her at the grocery store. They struck up a conversation, decided, you know what? Why don't we go out to dinner? And Jade, they had an awesome date.
They did, but it's been 3 weeks since Phil has heard from Marge. Phil, we are about to call Marge on the air. Hopefully she'll answer the phone. How you feeling?
I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm kind of anticipating this. I'm looking forward to hearing from Marge again.
Oh,
I'll go out with you if she won't.
I know, so sweet, right?
All right, it's ringing, Phil, so let us do the talking at first, okay?
Sure.
Hello.
Hi, Marge.
Yes.
Hi, this is Todd and Jade from radio station WPLJ in New York City.
Okay. What are you selling?
Hi, Marge.
No,
Good morning.
we're not selling anything, Marge.
No, we're not selling anything. We just wanted a few minutes of your time, if that's okay.
Okay.
So, Marge, there is a gentleman that you went out with a few weeks ago. You met at the grocery store. His name is Phil.
Yes.
You went to dinner, and he really had a great time with you. He's honestly kind of smitten, and he'd love to see you again. Is there a reason you haven't called him back?
He's smitten?
Well, he liked you. He thought it was a great date.
Really? Okay. It was okay. It was very nice. He didn't come off as somebody that was smitten, which is kind of an old-fashioned word there, but
Sorry, excuse me.
And he's a nice enough gentleman, but I was looking for something maybe a little more romantic, maybe somebody that would, pick me up and walk me back to my door and things like that. But,
really?
He's a nice fellow, but I think he was just looking for someone to, I don't know, just talk to as a buddy.
Oh, he was looking for a companion.
Well, we do have Phil on the phone.
I'm just inexperienced at dating. I'd forgotten you're supposed to walk her to her door and like that. All that romantic stuff. I mean, 38 years is a long time, and I was romantic with my wife, but not with stranger.
Right.
It was kind of, I don't know, kind of timid.
I was just hoping for maybe a little more interest in me and seeing me again. I didn't get that feeling from you that you were very interested. I mean, we had a pleasant evening, but.
Marge, you want Phil to just swoop you in his arms and dip you like in the old movies and give you a big smackaroo right on the lips?
Wouldn't that be something? No, I wasn't quite looking for that. I guess just a little romance.
I could have been a little more romantic, I admit. I'm kind of nerdy and out of my element there.
Well, Marge, what do you say we give this another try? Todd and I will throw some money in a hat. We'll send you guys out. Have a nice meal on us. What do you say?
Sure. That would probably be fun. All right.
Now, Phil, make sure you're romantic this time.
I'll be romantic. God, I'm going to study romantic.
All right, and then we'll check in with you guys. We'll talk to you off the air, set it up, and then we definitely want to follow up and see how the second date went.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, you guys.
Okay, take care, you guys. Keep us posted, you little lovebirds.
And Phil, maybe go read 50 Shades of Grey.
Participants have agreed to tell their stories in their own words on the radio. No one has been coerced, cajoled, or compensated.
Check out another Skunky, Todd and Jayde Blown Off every morning at 7:40 on 95.5 PLJ.
The final show.
Man, you gotta say it like that.
Don't remind us.
Oh, so sad.
Halfway through, really?
Yeah.
Well, you wanted to leave it an hour earlier.
All right.
Time.
You better step off my dress, all right? About that, Monk.
We have another celebrity checking in. This man is one of only, was it 3?
Yes, 3.
One of only 3 to be in the Stupid Easy Trivia Hall of Fame. Please welcome John from East
John East.
John East.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up, John?
Not much. I just wanted to say, hey, thank you to Christina, the phone screener, for putting me through again.
Aw.
And, Monk, I got to tell you, the first contest I ever won was way back when Monkey Boy went to the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It was the movie was actually Unstoppable with Denzel Washington. But
Sure, Chris Pine, yeah.
I've been listening to you guys on my morning commute for 12 years, and it's just been a real bright spot. So I wanted to say thank you.
Well, you're in the Stupid Easy Trivia Hall of Fame. How has that changed your life, John? Because I'm sure, the paparazzi, you can't go anywhere. You can't really
Yeah, you got a press schedule that you had to fulfill today, so thanks for making time.
Yeah, well, you know what? I got to tell you, the hubbaloo has died down a little bit, but I'm a school teacher in the Bronx, and I show my students the website with my picture on there, and they're all very, very impressed.
Right. You better screenshot that.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
It's going down.
I'm not going to be there for much longer.
Thank you, John. We have Liz on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, we're good. We're fantastic. How are you?
Good. Yeah, because actually I'm at work myself right now. I'm on my 6th week of working as a crossing guard. But I just wanted to call in and say thank you to you guys. And I've been listening for so many years that I'm going as far back as when, Todd, you had the phone scams going.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I have to tell you, as far as goes with all those phone scams that you did, I have to tell you, my morning commutes back when my younger years, I had to tell you, you had me laughing so hard, I actually had myself in tears and almost wet myself in the car.
Oh. Wow, well, thank you for sharing that. Nice.
That used to be the theme. I peed my pants.
Hilarious.
Oh, Annie, look at this. We have Aunt Joanne on the phone.
Oh, my.
Is this your real auntie?
My dad's sister, my Aunt Joanne. She called the first day I was on the air here. Remember, Todd? Oh, my gosh, Aunt Joanne.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Oh, I can't believe it's your last day, Anne-Marie, but so proud of you and so proud of everything you did, and I know your dad is listening every day, would have been so proud. So I just wanted to call in. We're on the road now, heading back to New York in Florida on I-95, so I figured I'd try to get through. How are you?
I'm doing I'm doing okay, Aunt Joanne. I'll be coming to visit you guys in East Meadow to pop a few beers this summer and celebrate.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm going to come up to the blood drive on Father's Day, so
Aw,
I'll
thank
see
you.
then. But I'm so proud of you. I really am, and I wanted to wish you and everybody the best of luck.
Oh, I love you
so sweet.
Oh, you're the best, Aunt Joanne. Thank you for always supporting PLJ. You've been such a great support here. I really do appreciate it.
I know. I can't believe I'm speaking to you on the last day and the first day. It's great. Great.
I love you, Joanne.
It's perfect. Full circle.
We would have hoped there was a little longer span.
Oh man, I think the goal is to get you to like just cry all morning, Annie. Your husband calls in. We play Biggie. You've been trying to get Biggie on this station for 6 years.
If her son calls in and speaks, that would really make her cry.
Mama, then I'll really lose
Can we
it.
There you
finally
go.
get that to happen?
Jeez.
We got old blast from the past, Jack Santos, a friend of the show. Hey, man.
Hey, Todd, how are you? Is it my turn to make you cry?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to thank you all those years. You know, I met you when when you were living in the town where I'm a police officer, and I met you, I think it was my rookie year, 25 years ago. I am retiring. My last day is June 20th.
Wow.
Good for
But,
you.
you know, I thank you. I've been listening to you guys, Todd for 25 years, the show for whenever you guys have been on together, and considered Todd a friend. I texted you. I have an old phone number, and when I heard about the show the station sold, I texted the number. It's been a while, and some guy sent me back a text, or some girl. This is not Todd's number. I'm tired of getting texts from him.
That was Todd's way of sort of cutting ties with people. He'd just get a new phone every 2-3 years.
No, it was not.
That's what my wife said.
Well, Jack, it's great to hear from you, brother. Thanks for calling in.
You too, Todd. Good luck with everything you guys do now.
You too, man. Enjoy retirement.
I will. Thanks.
That's great. Yeah, met Jack in Montclair, the police officer there, and just a wonderful guy. Always invited us. He had a place at the shore.
Oh, cool.
Sort of every year that we went, you know, it's just a really nice guy. We have Donna on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey,
How
Donna.
are you?
Good.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, I'm calling just to say that I'm so grateful to you guys. I have brought my daughter to the blast off since she was in 3rd grade. Her name is Olivia. I'm sure she's listening, and she's now 24.
Wow. I hope you didn't take her to the last one because we weren't there. We weren't there last one.
No, not the last one.
Yeah.
No, this last weekend we did not go. So
Good.
she said now we have to start some kind of a new thing for Memorial Day, which is also my birthday.
You just show up at Todd's house for a pool party that day, right?
Yeah. We danced on the stage together, and we have so many great memories, and we love you guys, and we wish nothing but happiness and success in the rest of your careers.
Oh, thank you so much for the call. Tell Olivia we said hey, too, okay?
Okay, we moved
Oh,
on.
sorry. Oh, you did. I was like, man, I guess you didn't want to talk to me anymore.
Not a fan of yours.
I don't know what happened.
More of a Todd fan.
We have Dennis, the
Thanks a
fire
lot, Monk.
chief of East Rutherford, on the phone. Hey, man.
Hey, it's the Chief. How are you?
What up,
What's
Chief?
up, Chief?
Hey, you know, Todd, I've been listening about 40 years, and it's actually 25 years ago this year that my neighbor won that Christmas party in July, the Crisali family.
Yep.
You guys slept in a tent overnight outside, and you hung out by my house for a while. I hooked you up with one of the cops. You were driving around in a cop car live on the air.
It was awesome. I mean, there was so many people. I mean, the Corsali family, Jade, was this massive, huge Italian family. They had all their relatives there. We slept in the backyard. And you're right, Chief, I got to actually drive a police car.
Nice.
We had a ball. I just wanted to thank you guys for the memories. My wife's walking around all friggin' depressed this morning. I know a lot of people are out there, but I do have a prediction. I think because of you guys going off the air, the use of medical marijuana in New Jersey for depression is going to soar.
Yes.
Oh, wow. All right. Light it up.
And we'll all feel better after it does.
Funny. Todd, Jade, Annie, Monk, Christina, the phone,
No.
Serena, the final 2 hours on New York's 95.5 WPLJ. 95.5 PLJ. Todd, Jade, Annie, Monk, Christina, the phone screener. Wrapping it up on 95.5 PLJ. You can call us 800-321-WPLJ or text us 95955.
We got a special guest on the warm line right now. Let's put her up real quick. Amanda.
Good morning.
There she is. Oh, look at that.
Todd's favorite daughter.
Obviously.
All right.
Last one to call. I mean, you have to save the best for last, right?
Oh, okay.
We got Haley in studio. We got Amanda on the phone. Let's finally settle this, Todd. Who's your favorite daughter?
Todd's being real quiet right now.
No, there are no favorites. I love my children the same.
Sure.
He has to say that. It's fine.
That's funny.
Aw. So what's
Well,
up,
thank you
girl?
for
That's how
calling
you
in.
guys are doing, but I guess I know the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great day.
Yeah, right?
Well, I just wanted to call in and, say that PLJ's been my whole life. I know it's been your whole lives, too, a lot of it, but quite literally. It's been my whole life. My first concert was a Hanson concert, a PLJ Hanson concert.
Nice.
I think Monk drove me to that.
Probably,
Back when he
yeah.
was Monkey Boy.
Yeah.
God, you trusted Monk to drive your daughter.
Well, were you the one he took to the Spice Girls where one of the DJ's wives yelled at him? Was that you? Were the Spice Girls fan, right?
I don't think that was me, but
Okay.
I remember you going to the Spice Girls.
Yeah, you were the Spice Girls fan.
No, I definitely did go to the Spice Girls concert, but I don't remember that.
She didn't hear that.
She was too
wouldn't
young.
hear that. She was busy doing with her friends.
Spicing it up.
I got yelled at because I didn't. One of the guys who worked here, his wife came, and back then maybe you saw a person once every couple of years, a spouse, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" I just react. She goes, "You don't even know my name, do you?" I'm like, "Oh, jeez, I may have forgotten. You're a jerk. You don't even remember my name." I'm like, "I'm just here at the concert with my daughter. I apologize for not knowing."
She used more colorful language than jerk too.
Yeah. And I was like, I think she was drinking a little bit, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I haven't seen you in a couple of years. Jerk. I'm like, my daughter's here. Maybe you could just back it down. I think she was a little hammered. So.
Wow.
Good story.
That's funny.
So what are your other memories, Amanda?
Oh, geez. A lot of memories, honestly, are probably more stories from listeners. It's been really fascinating. I was so young. I think I was maybe 2 years old when we started, Dad.
Yeah, 2.
So I don't, those first few years, I don't have any memories. But listeners remember things that I did, and it's amazing how they have been there through this entire journey, and they remember things I don't remember of my own life.
Awesome.
The original Baby DJs, when we did the Baby DJs, Amanda and Kathleen Shannon would go with Scott and I to appearances, and they'd have their own signs, and they'd sign autographs too.
Oh my Lord, that's
so we had the DJs and then the Baby DJs.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I wonder if those autographs are probably still floating around somewhere,
On eBay.
Yeah, I was just going to say on eBay too, right?
Right.
Thank you, Amanda. I love you.
Love you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Aw.
So we don't know who the favorite
What a
is.
sweetie.
There are no favorites.
Sorry.
Actually, Amanda sent me, I gotta tell you this, Todd. Amanda sent me a baby gift, and she's like, I open it, I'm like, what the heck is this? And I call her, and she's like, no, trust me, this is gonna be a lifesaver. And it was basically a spatula that you use to apply the butt cream on baby's butt so you don't have to get your hand dirty.
What?
It was like butt wand or something that was called that.
Does it work?
I opened it, I'm like, really? Yeah, I mean, it's great because there are times where you have to put on cream and then you got to go wash your hands and it gets under your fingernails and it's annoying. So you just like slap that thing on with a spatula. It's literally like a butt spatula. Yeah, so I got a special place in my heart for Amanda.
Literally, yeah.
Kelly, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're good.
Good. I just wanted to thank all of you. I've listened to the show forever. And honestly, today is my daughter's birthday. She's 29. And I remember when Todd, you guys started, and I was dropping her off to the babysitter, and you guys actually know her. It's Tara. Her and Steve got engaged at the blast off.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They still together, hopefully?
Oh my gosh, they got married a year later.
Aww.
And they are the wonderful parents to a little baby girl. She's 8 months old, Vivian.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, it was great, but what a great time that day was. It was awesome.
Wait, that was the blast off when I was here?
Yeah.
That was recent?
Yes.
Yeah, like in the last few years.
You were there for that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was great. But like I said, you guys have been wonderful and a big part of our lives as well. So just wanted to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you
call.
so much.
We have another special guest on the warm line, one of the sweetest people on planet Earth, Monk's mom, Maria.
Oh my gosh, finally.
Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, Maria.
I'm good, Mom. How you doing?
I said I was not going to cry, but I'll try.
Yeah, I know. My mom kept checking in with me yesterday because she was listening to the whole reunion day, and she's like, "I'm listening to this crying all day."
I know. I'm calling to wish all of you the best of luck. I'm going to miss you, all of you. I listen to you every morning, and I love all of you.
Oh, we love you too.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Todd, I want to thank you for all the opportunities you gave Joe when he first started on PLJ. And,
Well, he deserved them all, Maria. He's a great guy, and you did really well with both your sons.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You did too with your two daughters.
Thank you, Maria.
You did a great job too.
All right, Mom, I got to
Wait,
go.
Maria, which one's the favorite son, though? Is it Monk or is it Arturo?
Yeah, there we go.
I'm sorry.
Good question,
I'm like
Annie.
Todd. I'm like Todd. I don't have any favorites.
Well, good, Mom. Good job, Mom. Thank you.
It's art, obviously.
Yeah.
I love both the same.
Perfect.
Bye, Mom.
Thank you, Maria.
I wish the best to all of you, okay?
Thank you. We love you.
It's 95.5 PLJ with Todd and Jade in the morning. Monk and Annie, Christina, the phone screener. The whole crew wrapping it up, the last rodeo. 800-321-WPLJ, where you can text us to 95955. A lot of people checking in with us today.
I know. Can I say something real quick before we take some more calls?
Of course.
I want to make sure, and I said it a couple times, but I've had some messages just asking if Apple a Day is going to leave. And I just want to say thank you. And I'm definitely going to cry because I have a bunch of Apple a Day parents and kids texting me. Thank you for embracing my foundation. I started it because I had a friend that I lost to cancer at 16 years old, and she was just the light of my life. And starting this, organization to help keep kids connected while they're in treatment has been such a joy. And I've met so many amazing parents and children who are just the bravest people that I've ever met. And this, not only this radio station, but the show, you guys, Monk has done iPad deliveries. Annie has done deliveries to meet these kids in hospitals, to bring them iPads and laptops and phones. Todd, you've been so generous. You donated thousands of dollars to our organization so we could keep these kids connected. And I just want to take a second to say thank you so much for doing this for these kids, and to Colin Berg and to all these sweet Apple a Day kids who are texting me, that are devastated that the station's going to go. Apple a Day isn't going to go anywhere. We're still going to be here in the tri-state area. We have a big event I keep talking about. We're still putting it together, but it's going to be right here at Hudson River Park, and it's going to be on November 2nd. It's a superhero 5K, so mark your calendars because we got the superhero 5K. You come dressed as your favorite superhero.
Yes.
On November 2nd, right after Halloween, and we're going to raise some money and continue to serve kids in this area.
That's great.
Awesome.
So I just want to say that, and there's just so many amazing families and kids that we've all formed relationships with. The Hammer family, Alex's parents, Pizza Tie Alex.
Yeah. And we should mention how hands-on Jade is with this charity, too, because the one thing is it's not as big as it sounds on the radio. It's a very small charity. And there's only a few people involved, and how much work and time and the passion you put behind the project. It's like heroic. We all see how much you put into it, and what it does to these kids and how it changes their lives. And when we used to make those calls, and we'd all be trying to fight back the tears as we hear the parents discuss the things they've gone through, and how they become pretty much like oncologists on the spot because they have to learn so much while they're treating their children. So you do a great job with that. That's all we can say about that.
Great job.
Great job. Sharon Romano and Sue Garb from Tomorrow's Children's Fund, we've made great relationships with them and done a lot of stuff for kids fighting cancer in Jersey. So anyway, I would be bummed if I didn't stop and just say that. And I'm so grateful and appreciative. And Gavin that came in yesterday, one of our Make-A-Wish kids.
He was a trip,
man. Not just a trip.
Hilarious.
We were just screaming into the microphone for like an hour, and it was the most therapeutic thing. I think it was how we wanted to spend our time in that moment. But just a shout out to all of our kids.
Jade, what a coincidence. Your mom's checking in.
Oh, geez. Hey, Mama.
Hi, how you doing?
We're good. Everyone keeps saying
All
that.
our family members. How you doing? We're like,
How you doing?
Yeah, we're good. You know,
We've been better.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, Mom?
Well, your dad and I just wanted to tell you and every member of your show and the staff that, we've really had such a wonderful time listening and so funny. You guys are hilarious. I just want to encourage each of you that, God has special plans for each of you, and you guys are going to go on to bigger and better things, and the opportunities are going to be really amazing for all of you because everyone loves you and wants more of what you have to give. So you guys just, stay brave, keep your chin up, and just open your minds and hearts to a new opportunity that's going to come your way.
Oh, that's
Love
sweet.
that.
Oh, thank you,
Can you
thank you,
write
Mom.
that
I
down?
appreciate that.
And a card.
Yeah,
Very inspirational.
Write that down and send that to Annie, will you, Ma?
That was good. I like that.
That was sweet.
Positivity.
Yeah.
Well, we love you all very much. I know you all are going to go on to even bigger and better things than.
No.
We
So-
doubt it. Yeah, we doubt it. It's kind
I
of hard
think we
to top
plateaued.
this.
Really,
Yeah.
I think this is it. But thank you, Mama. We love you.
95.5 PLJ, Todd and Jade in the morning. Monk, Annie, Christina, the phone screen, and the whole crew. 800-321-WPLJ.
Oh, man.
You can text us to 95955. This is the last show. In case you're just popping in, maybe you're a new listener and wondering what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
We are getting those messages.
Stay with us till like 7 p.m., will you?
Right. Welcome and goodbye. This is our final show. And another special guest checking in. We have Annie's mom on the phone.
Oh, boy. Hey, Mom.
Hi, Annie Boo.
Hey, Mom.
Annie Boo.
I'm here with Michael. I'm going to try to get him to say hi. He's sitting here eating his Cheerios. Say hi, Mommy. He's looking at the phone.
All right. I was hoping I would get a mama.
Monk. Yeah, can we?
No, he did not
Say
say
Monk.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
That would be awesome.
He would do that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't say hi, Todd Jayde and Monk.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Can you get him to say Monk real quick? Let's just see.
Can you say Monk? Huh? I think he's too busy eating.
You got to take the Cheerios out.
Mother like son.
That'd be so great.
I just have to say, I'm going to cry too. I heard Monk's mom crying. I'm crying too.
No.
I just have to say thank you to Todd and for the opportunity you gave Anne-Marie. All of you, I wish you all the best. I hope everything goes well. This is so hard to be, to have all this up in the air. And you guys have been such professionals. I mean, it just is amazing, the stress that you must have been under. But I just want to say real quick, I know I've told this story. I embarrass Anne-Marie all the time.
Oh, jeez.
But when she was born, we didn't think she was going to live, and she was in the NICU for a long time. And when we left the NICU, the doctor said, "We don't know what you have here."
Same.
We just said that the other day. That's so funny.
That's nice.
Nothing changes.
And I think people could still say that, but I just want to say, you never give up. She was meant to do something special.
Mm-hmm.
And again, thank you for giving her the opportunity. Her father would have been so happy because he was a New York City boy. So thank you.
Oh, thanks, Mom. You guys are killing me.
Now, was Annie always late to things growing up, or was that something she developed later in life? We're just curious,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
Was she
that.
always late to things growing up, Annie?
No.
No. But just now.
She was a perfect angel till she was 13.
Oh, nice.
All right, let's just
Then
stop
the bottom
there.
fell out.
Yeah, right? Weren't we all, though? It's very relatable.
Thanks, Mom. Love you.
We love you.
That's beautiful.
Your mom's
Love
so
it.
sweet.
The lines are blowing up here. We got Doug on the phone. Good morning, Doug.
Hey, good morning, guys. All these tears. Todd, you once made my daughter cry. She went to a meet and greet at Jenks, and she was so emotional. She started crying. You were so good to her.
Aww.
Because she met Todd, she was crying?
No, because she met you, she was crying.
Oh, I don't know.
She walked
Yeah,
over to
she's
Todd
awesome.
after that.
Okay.
Yeah. But she's the reason I'm calling. You guys help with the Keep It Real sex education. We would listen to Blown Off. I'd drive her to school every day. Right? So here we are in a car, freshman girl, going to high school, and we're listening to Blown Off, and it was the guy that had a diaper fetish.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So she looks at me and says, "What's a diaper fetish?"
Oh,
Exactly.
no.
Yeah. So at exactly that moment, Todd said, what's a diaper fetish? Oh, thank God, Todd, yes. So through the years, we've had very real conversations, thanks to Blown Off. So
yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Unintended consequences, but it was great. So to this day, I hear all the dating news and what's going on in school. It's wonderful. So it all started with diaper fetish. Who knew?
That's funny. Wow. Appreciate the call, Doug.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Doug.
Bye-bye.
I love diaper fetish calls. We'll take all of those. Any of those
diaper
calls
fetish
you have, please.
We have a lot of those.
Rita from Lebanon. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, Rita?
I am so sad. I can't even tell you. And how am I going to compete with all these moms and apple a day? I can't go after that. I have a story. I've been wanting to call you guys for years. I'm shaking right now, and that's probably why I haven't called. My kids were 3, and they were in the back of the car. We go to daycare, and the ride would correspond with Blown Off. So I was big into telling my kids to always mind their own business, not listen to other people's conversations. When they were asking me about other people's conversations, I'd say, they're not talking to you. It's not your business.
Right.
It's not your business. So every day when Blown Off came on, I'd go, Mommy's show's on. So after a week, my daughter's 3, they're 9 now. She says, Mommy, why are you listening to other people's business? Shouldn't you mind your own business?
That's great.
I love it.
Thanks for the call. Final ride. Hour and a half left on 95.5 PLJ. 95.5 PLJ. Taking your phone calls today and the texts, and we were just talking off the air. There's you can't possibly keep up with them. Every time you go to refresh it, there's 400 more.
Yeah, it's
know.
insane. Thank you for all the text messages, guys. We'll be reading these till midnight.
I know.
It's going to be officially signed off. Well, 7 o'clock.
They'll probably take away texting from us at some point, right? Because it's a whole system.
At 10, probably.
10 a.m.?
Yeah.
I was saying that too, how are we going to memorialize all these things? How are we going to be able to read every single message? And I want to print it all out. We should just do a bunch of screenshots and then print it out, and I'm going to save it.
Who's going to do that?
I'll do it. Yeah. Actually, later, my whole plan after the show is over, I have a bunch of emails and I have a file folder. Someone taught me this a long time ago. They said you should have a file folder called Emails I Love, so that when people send you things that really mean something to you, that you save them in this box. So I print them out. So anytime if you send a message or whatever and we've had a good exchange, I'll print it and I put it in this manila folder.
Oh, how sweet.
So I'll do the same thing for texting and I'll give it to you guys too.
Nice.
That's a warning to anyone who sends a message to Jade.
That's
She's probably
right.
going to keep it. So
keep it forever.
That's right.
That box of hers.
Let's go to the phones. Linda, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Is this Linda?
Yes, it is.
Oh, this is Linda Drappy, I think.
Yes, it is. It
Hey, Linda.
I was texting Haley back and forth. I wanted Gina to be on the phone, too. I wish you the best of everything.
These are Gina and Haley, best friends growing up, and spent so much time together, softball together, and had Gina and Haley on when I coached softball. So good to hear from you.
Yes. It's been so long. What am I going to listen to in the mornings now?
Yeah.
I guess I'm just going to have to put on your CD that I have.
There you go.
The CD.
Imagine that.
Yes,
Thank you, Linda.
very special. I wish you the best of luck. We love you.
We love you too. Thank you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Linda.
They were best friends forever. Also, this is interesting. These guys were part of, I think we only have one of them, but these guys, Jade, they started on The Amazing Race, local guys, and then they went on to have a couple of their own reality shows, Kevin and Drew. And we have Kevin O'Connor checking in from Kevin and Drew. Good morning, brother.
Hey, how you doing, Todd? Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kevin.
I'm so sad sitting here, tears in my eyes, thinking about how great Scott and Todd and Joe were to us during our little run in showbiz. Even had us out to the Scott and Todd golf tournament, which was a fun thing. That was great. You guys were always so good to us, and I'm sitting here and I'm just listening. I've been a listener of PLJ for forever. And now the biggest problem is, what am I going to do with that spot on my presets?
That seems to be a question now.
Yeah, people keep asking that, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, for 30 years I've had that set. That was a natural 95.5 and the Saturday night 80s and all that stuff. Man, you guys have been so great, and I'm forever grateful for what you guys did for me and Drew and letting us promote whatever it was that we were up to. We always had so much fun coming up there.
Well, you guys were the best. We appreciate you checking in, Kevin. That's really nice.
You got it, bud. I'll look forward to wherever it is that you guys land soon. I'm anxious to see.
All right, man. Thanks for the call.
Not too soon.
Yeah. Too soon.
Not too soon.
Bye, Kev. Oh, those guys are the best. That brings back so many memories.
Oh, yeah.
They were like standout stars on The Amazing Race and local guys, and we're like, I don't know, we could reach out, and they're like, we're listeners. So they were on all the time.
Well, think about the number of people, just either, Todd, over your time or like even Jade's time here, the number of celebrities we've spoken to over the years. It's like the opportunities we've had to talk to these people. I mean, I'll never forget Jade and Annie interviewing Kelly Clarkson while they were completely wasted.
Do not bring that up. Do not bring
What?
I
knew you were going to bring that up.
Why?
That is not our fault. Listen, there was a snowstorm, and Anne Marie and I left the studio, and we went to Hell's Kitchen to do what we do.
Yes.
We had like flaming Sambuca shots.
Actually, we were supposed to go get our nails done, and then my roommate Lauren said, let's go get mimosas.
Well, and
we're
all
like,
the nail
sure.
places were closed because it was a blizzard.
And Todd had already gone home, Monk had gone, everybody went home because of the snowstorm, and then our boss said, we need you to come back because last minute Kelly's actually going to come in, and we live like 10 blocks away.
Yeah. And we thought she canceled.
We downed 3 pitchers of sangria. Bryce bought us a round of Sambuca. I was hammered. I don't even remember getting back. I was like rubbing one of the digital guy's arms, saying how beautiful his muscles were. Like I was hammered. I don't even know how we got through that interview.
It was literally probably one of the most fun interviews I think we've ever done.
That's
and
what
she was
Kelly
all
said.
for it too.
Yeah.
She was like, this is so great. And I mean, mind you, anyone cancels like when there's just the slightest bit of a reason to cancel.
Yeah. Yep.
But not Kelly Clarkson. I mean,
No.
snowstorm, she came through with her whole team. We were like, oh man.
Todd, there was a question I asked her where it was not even English.
yeah.
And
Do you remember that one?
It was like 3 questions in one, and she went, I have no idea what you're asking me right now. It was so bad.
That's funny.
Well, Todd, I
That was
remember
a good one.
You made a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer cry. I don't know if you remember Chrissy Hine from the Pretenders. She came into the studio, and one of the rules that Scott and Todd always had was you can come in, perform any song you want, but you need to do a cover song. It's just for fun,
Sure.
for fun. So she comes in, and she's a rock and roll legend, and they're like, her people like, she's not going to do a cover. I'm like, we don't want her here then. Chrissy Hine left without coming into the studio crying because she wasn't able to come on to promote her new album because she wouldn't play a cover
Rules
song.
are the rules.
Well, why didn't she just decide, just bend? Then she wouldn't have had to leave crying.
Well, she's Chrissy Hine, I guess she
I
thought
don't
she didn't
remember
have to.
that.
Yes.
I'm not remembering
Yeah,
that.
someone brought it up. Someone actually
That's
brought
funny.
the only reason I remember that is we had a little reunion party last week, and they brought up because remember the time that Scott and Todd made Chrissy Hine cry, and it refreshed my memory of the time. So that was that.
Remember when Ed Sheeran came through and someone had gifted me a bottle of Fireball, and so I just left it because I talked about it, I guess, all the time. So I had left the bottle right here at my position in the studio, right? And
Yes.
he comes in, he's like, oh, what's the fireball there for?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want to do a shot? He goes, yeah. We're like, oh, okay. So we were looking around trying to find shot glasses right before our interview, and it was like 10 in the morning.
it
It was
was.
like not a time to be
No.
doing
What is
Fireball.
Ed Sheeran, yeah.
He was cool. How about when
He was so cool.
Taylor
Here we go. I knew you were
Only
going to
the
bring
biggest superstar in the world comes in on Halloween in a unicorn costume, whatever the heck she was wearing. Pegacorn.
Yeah.
And everybody was being really polite. People were running to get her water. Like,
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
Taylor
also,
Swift.
Monk made some snide comment, and she was like, well, you're saucy. And she did not. Do you remember that?
She wasn't having you.
She wouldn't have me. Yeah.
She was not having it.
Here's the thing. So a lot of stars come in with rules. Her rule was that we could only film for 20 seconds of
That's
the interview.
it, yeah.
Not like you can post 20 seconds after you've done the interview.
No.
Only 20 seconds.
That's it.
So the person, her handler was going to stand next to our digital person who's running the camera, and they were going to lower their arm once the 20 seconds were up. So
how can you capture anything at that point?
But that's the point. They control the narrative. So when she walks in, the PR person's standing there. She goes, just a reminder, we're only going to roll 20, 30 seconds. I'm like, cool. And then for some reason, I don't know what it was, something got into me. And I said, so what happens if there's a follow-up question? Are we able to continue? And she goes, yeah, we'll see what happens. I go, and what if there's a follow-up question to that follow-up question and she has an answer and we follow that up? And the PR person's like, yeah, we can see what we can do. And that's when Taylor Swift goes,
you're saucy.
Oh, and she was tired because
Yeah.
we had already seen, I think at that point, you said there's pictures of her. I was working in a different market at the time. And I remember slowly but surely you'd see all these New York radio stations with Taylor Swift in a pegacorn costume.
Yes.
And we were so envious that we weren't on that list of people she was going to pop by to see. Because you just see everybody.
But we were
Cubby's got a picture with her. Elvis got a picture with her. And then you guys had a picture with her.
But Todd, if you recall, we were actually mad about the whole situation.
Because she was in costume and we weren't.
We
right?
were in costume. No, because remember, it was our Halloween show, but she'd come after the fact, so we were going to run it on like November 2nd.
Oh, right.
So we're like, all right, so let's all take our clothes off. We didn't know she was in a
Right,
pegcorn
we
costume.
changed.
We changed. So our photo of Taylor Swift, her lone appearance here, we're all dressed like regular people, and there she is with that stupid pegcorn costume.
Doesn't she has her hooves up too, doesn't she, in the picture?
And the rest of us are like, we're like annoyed. They're like, oh, jeez, this is.
Why you couldn't? I think I said, do you have other clothes?
Yeah.
with you?"
She had no other clothes. That was all she had.
No, I just wore this.
And Monk's the best because he doesn't put up with anything from nobody. Like he either gets the celebrities that like make that comment at him, or the ones that want to touch his hair.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember John Mayer. Like all the celebrities think you're hot. It's like the craziest thing.
Oh yeah, John Mayer complimented you.
Yeah,
They all do. They're like, you're
Bruno
really-
Mars did.
Who was the one that looked at him and goes, "Wow, you're really beautiful." I forget who. What was it? John
God.
Mayer?
I mean, all of them. At one
I was
point.
gonna say, why you gotta you just like gave that one to him, Andy?
You know what's so funny? I forgot to mention when my mom was on the phone. Todd, remember that summer blast off we did with 3 Doors Down? So we had 3 Doors Down, and they had just dropped a new album. And you know that band has a ton of hit songs, right? You can't name them, but you know the songs. So they come, and for some reason, we didn't go over what songs they were going to perform. So they go, hey, listen, we're going to perform these new songs. I'm like, all right, it's cool. That's fine, but you're going to perform some of your classic hits. They go like this. They're not prepared to sing the hits. We had 5,000 people on the beach there to see 3 Doors Down and play their hits. They were not prepared to sing their hit songs. So the funny thing, and my mom always brings this up because she was in attendance and she saw me from across the room. Todd, do you remember this? My arms waving in the air.
Oh, Angry Monk is so fun.
That was a classic Angry Monk.
I was so angry. So my mom, you couldn't hear what I was saying because it was in the middle of, Jenkins's arms are just waving in the air.
That's his thing too, Todd. On location, anywhere, if we're doing a broadcast and Monk is trying to put it together, he gets into this space where he's got the headpiece.
Yeah.
He got the headpiece, he got the mic, he's talking into it, and when he's angry, it's just like, how about the dude when we were doing the Children's
Christmas
Specialized
show.
Hospital, the Christmas show,
And he was hungover?
He was hungover, and he would barely sing, and he just kept trying to talk to us.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Stephen Jenkins from Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind.
Yes.
We kept wanting him to sing, and Todd and I would introduce him to do a song, and he would just keep talking, and we're like, why is this guy still talking?
So it is early. It's early in the morning. We're like, yeah, bro, cool. You ready to do a song? Oh, I got to warm up my voice. And I thought we just talk a little. It never ended.
We're like, you're warm, dude.
All right, we're going to take a break. I'm back. Let me get this guy to sing.
That was a nightmare. He was so hungover.
And the funny thing is, Todd, you realized we didn't know why he was doing it, but he was talking to you guys so he can get his voice to sing.
Yeah.
So he was vamping.
I think he flew in overnight from another performance or whatever, and it appeared that he was still intoxicated.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
We got a request on the line, so we're going to see if we can do this. Hey, Kim, good morning.
Kim. Oh, we lost Kim. Oh, all right. I guess we want to play that
Oh,
song.
man. I know.
Okay.
I feel bad, too. All you people that are on hold, we appreciate you. We're trying to get to you. There's so many people that we want to hit. And she had a great request for this song.
Let's play it.
Still play it?
We should do it. This is for you, Kim. It's Apple Bottom Jeans on 95.5.
Well, it's low by Flow Rider.
She said apple bottom jeans is what she wanted to hear. So I'm
She
telling
wasn't gonna
her,
get that.
Pull that air check.
that's the song.
Todd and Jade. On 95.5. PLJ.
95.5 PLJ, Todd, Jade, Monk, Annie, Christina, the phone screen. Coming up on our last hour on the radio station, forever.
Wow.
Forever. Yeah, in case you haven't heard, the radio station is becoming K-Love, which is a Christian broadcasting system.
No, they're going to keep the call letters, right? So maybe it'll be what we said, WPL Jesus.
You said that.
Yeah, you did.
No,
Yeah, that was you.
Everyone has said that.
Nope.
I'm just the one that said it out loud.
That's making our old boss
Fine.
Gillette proud with all his peanut butter and jelly LJ.
My friend told me if you don't go on the air and say WPL Jade at one point today, like I'm not your friend anymore.
Oh, I never made that connection.
No, the J, you didn't see that? Those.
Well, we've had some wacky ones, like some of the crazy.
Speaking of
Jack-o'-lantern,
wacky ones,
remember?
Yeah.
WPL Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, there you go.
WPL Jewish.
No, right.
It was like we were doing a Hanukkah promo.
That was not one.
We've had a lot of people check in from the past. And this person was a big part of the show many, many years ago. Please welcome Chuckles the Clown.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hello, Chuckles.
Hi, Todd. How are you guys?
How you doing, Chuckles?
I've been crying. I'm so upset, but I did want to say, to wish everybody. We had so many good times and put me on the air a few times. As a matter of fact, there was one story when there was an audition. I think it was Menlo Park.
Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to be for Brad's job.
Brad Blanks.
Yeah, and I work in a pediatrician's office, and I didn't tell them that day why I was taking off. And we've always had your radio station on all the time, so the radio was playing, and someone had mentioned, and they said, there's a clown running around here. I think it's Chuckles. And the boss's wife was sitting there listening. And the next day when I came in, she said, so how'd you do?
The best part about Chuckles was the laugh that we all fell in love with.
I was on the air. But so many good times and great conversations. And, even before Chuckles, I won listening parties when you used to do all that. And, and with all the changes, still been a fan and, a loyal listener. And
well, we appreciate you being there, and thank you for all the laughs. You're a great person.
That is a great laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
Here's somebody that we've all known and loved. He became part of our family almost immediately. Joe, our UPS driver.
Oh, man. Joe.
Todd, you're going to make me cry. It's supposed to be the other way around.
Oh, you're such a good guy.
I just wanted to wish you guys the best. Me and my wife, Pat, are up in Boston right now. I'm on vacation, and we've been listening to the show the last 2 days of all the celebrities you've had come in to say goodbye, and it just brought back so many memories. I just wanted to pass along, particularly for Todd, my kids, they're all around 30, and my kids still, to this day, listen to your phone scams from back in the day, and it's something that's a ritual when we get in the car, and it happens to be all of us. We just happen to throw that into the CD player, and we still laugh to this day.
Wow.
And I want to thank you for that. And also the whole PLJ crew. You've been a big part of me and Pat's life.
We love you, Joe.
Yeah,
You're
and
a good
we
guy.
just wish you the guys the best, and I'm sure you will not have a problem doing anything you guys want. But I thank you
UPS?
for being your exclusive UPS driver.
Yes, you are the guy, Joe.
Oh, we love you, Joe. Every time I leave the building, I look to see if that UPS truck is parked here at 2 Penn, right at the garden, so I can see you and give you a big hug. We just love you so much.
It's the brown truck.
The brown
That's
one.
right.
Yeah.
We know it's the brown.
Yeah, it's the brown one.
Yeah.
Actually, I went there the other day, now that I know you're on vacation, because I was like, it was some other dude. I'm like, where's Joe? You ain't Joe. Yeah.
You ain't getting no hug?
You grabbed his butt and everything. It was weird.
I did, yeah.
Suzanne, good morning.
We got dinner later.
Hey, Todd, how are you?
How are you?
I just wanted to say thank you for all the laughs and the fun times we had. The Sweet 16 with Scott, we went to see Bon Jovi at the Hard Rock, and I touched Richie Sambora's arm. That's like the highlight of my life. It was an amazing time. And all the phone scams, my favorite, the old lady who donated expired goods to the Boy Scouts. That was hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Great times. You've been a great friend to my family, and you and your wife are the best. Your kids. Love you, Hallie. Love you, Amanda.
We love you, Suzanne. Thank you for
I just want
calling.
to say good luck with everything. Love you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. She is so hysterical. I told her she should do cartoon voices.
Yeah, that's a great voice.
Right? She's got a great voice for that.
We had some great concerts. That was the Sweet 16 at the Hard Rock here in the city. Remember that?
That was our Sweet 16, 16 years, and Bon Jovi did a private concert.
That is,
Yeah.
oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We've done so many great performances. We had Adele before she was a superstar.
You did?
Yes.
Well, you guys had Ed Sheeran. He was the first show he did in the States was with you guys.
Yeah. The summer kickoff down in Jenkinson's.
Yeah.
And you remember, well, Todd, let's go way back. The first time he came in the studio, he was the first radio interview he ever did in America.
Right.
And we asked him, he had to do a cover when he came in here. And he sang a cover of an Adele song.
Yep.
And he was just like, yeah, all right, cool. And he learned it while he was sitting in the lobby. It was,
But
but
that was always the rule. Like, you can come in, do a song, but you got to do a cover.
And no one knew who he is. I remember Scott being, who that goofy looking guy with the red hair?
Who the guy with the red hair?
Who is that? That guy, that guy ain't going to be a big star or anything. We had the touch back then. We knew when somebody was going to be a big star.
Golden touch. And I think Sheryl Crow did.
Yes.
Was really, or like before she was anybody, she was asleep by the elevator when we came in.
No way.
Yeah. She was literally sleeping by the elevator. She goes, "Hi, I'm Sheryl. I'm booked on your show today, and I got here early." We're like, "All right, well, you can wait here. We're not ready for you. We'll call you when we're ready for you." 9 o'clock, headed into hour number 4, our last hour together on 95.5.
Oh, now I'm going to cry.
PLJ.
I'm going to get me.
95.5 PLJ, Todd and Jayde in the morning with Monk and Annie and the whole crew. Christina, the phone screen on our last hour together. Just taking your calls, 800-321-WPLJ. Trying to read all the texts at 95.95.5. They're just storming in.
Every time you say it's like, oh, halfway through the show, an hour and a half left, an hour left. It seems like we're counting down, New Year's Eve or something, but the ball's not. It's a different kind of ball that's dropping. Like
it's a hammer.
It's like we're going on
the hammer's
vacation.
coming down, right?
A lot of people checking in who've meant so much to us over the years. This guy is certainly one of them. Former president of Columbia Records, and I think he was the
big
owner of the
in the
damn
record
thing.
business.
Big
Yeah,
guy. He went independent, did his own thing. Our friend Jerry Lembo checking in. Jerry.
Hey. Well, Todd, thanks for the promotion. President of Columbia Records.
Sure. I made you president, CEO,
Sounds good.
everything.
I think I missed the memo. Well, I just want to say that, there's too much talent in that studio right now and on the air at 95.5 for it to just go away. Whether it's as a group or individually, I think you guys are going to emerge with even greater frequency, either on another dial, a streaming service. I think that SiriusXM should just take PLJ and put it on their own channel over there.
That's great.
Good
Take the
idea.
whole
Brilliant.
Work on that,
Take
will
the
you?
whole damn station over there and put it on SiriusXM.
Yeah. Well, Jerry, it's funny because you and I have known each other for so long. I mean, back to the Albany days.
Yes.
And you said before it was over, you were going to try to create a reunion. You understand that never happened? You know what I'm talking about?
Mr. Bolton? You refer
Michael
to Mr.
Bolton. That's right.
I guess the time ran out, huh? I
We ran out of time. Yeah. Well, I love you, Jerry, and really appreciate you checking in, man.
All the best, you guys. And you know what? I want to see the TSL for the last 24 hours. It's going to be
so
incredible.
do we. Thank you, brother.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye.
What a nice man. Known him for, jeez.
It is funny how we're getting messages from people like, what's going on? You guys are leaving?
I know.
So, yeah.
Well, a lot of the record label people, too. I mean, I just saw one, Charlie Foster, you guys know.
Yeah,
he
Charlie.
posted a picture of Elton John when he was here at there's like PLJ logo in the background. I mean, it's just unreal when you see these amazing, we're talking about stars that came through. Like Rocket Man, Elton John here at PLJ, old school photo.
Well, and Jade, Scott and I think I told you this, interviewed him in his hotel room one time at the Plaza Hotel.
No pants.
Because he was in town. He said yes for an interview, but we had to go to him.
Wow.
And he did the whole interview in his robe. A massive suite with like a 40-foot long table, and we sat at the end of the interview.
No.
John. It was crazy.
Where's that? We
Well,
want to hear that.
right. I want to see that.
I'll see way before social media and all that stuff. So, Chrissy from Scotch Plains, good morning.
Good morning. So, listen, I've been listening to you guys for such a long time. I've heard so many moms call in today, and I'm just calling to tell you that I'm the daughter that calls my mom every morning after we listen to Blown Off together, and we discuss it, and you guys have sparked so many conversations between my mom and I. Now I'm gonna have to figure out something else to talk to her about.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's great.
Thank you so much. What's up?
Were you guys ever to touch base in with the lovely couple from Cities Blown Off?
From which, today's?
Today's the older couple.
Yeah.
The older couple, they were so cute.
Monk, don't do it.
Don't
do
do
not
it.
crush dreams right now.
Yes, they're doing great.
They're okay.
They're great.
Amen to that. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I won't say anything.
Zip it. Everything's great.
I'll just say they were
Don't
older
ruin
at
the
the time.
movie, Monk.
Yeah.
Well, The Notebook.
That was probably the best Blown Off ever, wasn't
was,
it? Because
it
it was such a great story.
Yeah, no, it was a happy ending.
Very memorable, happy ending. Older
Yep.
guy. If you didn't hear it, it's like one of my favorites. Older guy, didn't know how to date after his wife had passed. Met this woman, didn't know what to do, and she's like, oh, I don't even remember what she said now.
Yeah, because he didn't know, like he didn't show any affection towards her, so she assumed that he wasn't into her.
Right.
But it turned out he was.
Great.
And they're still together.
Camille, good morning.
Shut up.
Camille. Camille.
Hello.
Hey, Camille.
She gone.
I guess she's not there.
All right, we lost her.
3 times his charm.
Yep.
Brian, you're up.
Hi, is this Good Morning Show?
Yeah,
It is.
You got us.
Hey, B.
Hi, guys. My name is Brian. I'm from Central Jersey. How are you?
Good. What's up?
You guys have a great show. I listened to you for many years. And actually since after high school, I listened to the Scott and Todd show. And, Jade and the new crew came along and were really, really fun and entertaining, and I really appreciate it.
All right.
But I remember, I don't know if Todd remembers me, but back in 2003, there was a show. It was called Joe Millionaire. You remember that one?
Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, and I was the loser bachelor that you called out on February 21st, 2003. And I just want to let you know, Todd, listen, I'm a Christian man. I'm a good person. I forgive you because that was really creepy of you what you did to me, and it really hurt my personal life. I'm being dead honest. And
Okay.
I'm a stepfather now, and I just want to let you know this. I wouldn't appreciate someone talking to your daughter or your granddaughter.
Okay, I have no memory
idea.
of what you're
Yeah, that's
even talking about, but okay.
But great day to air out
Thank
grievances.
you for forgiving us.
If anyone else
Me.
wants to air out grievances with Todd and they're upset with him and you want to call us, 800-321-WPLJ.
Yeah, jeez.
They're lining up right now.
No idea what it is.
That didn't even make sense.
95.5 PLJ. How you doing? Todd and Jade and Nanny and Monk doing our final show. Christina, the phone screen, is working double duty over there.
And you got to mention it.
Can I
dude.
say it, Todd?
Yes.
I can't focus. Our HR department's outside the window.
Literally.
I'm
outside
sweating. Pass me the deodorant. That's our exit papers.
Well, you know it's coming. It's not a
I know
surprise.
it's coming.
I know, but they have to be so prompt about it.
Yeah, well,
Oh, they're ready. They're like 45 minutes early. Like, here's the stack of papers everybody's got to sign on their way out.
Well, and how it is in the studio. So we have the morning show studio on one side, and there's a big glass, pane window that connects to the other main studio where Melanie is coming up and she's going to do her show next. So we look over, and our HR person is talking to Melanie, and there's like an exchange of papers happening.
Yeah, I just happened to glance over before we went
We're
on the
like,
air. I'm like, oh, it's over.
Which is cool to celebrate the legacy of the station. There also is that reality, which we talked about how difficult it really is to, pay tribute and get excited and bring all these people in and celebrate 48 years, with WPLJ. In addition to also respect the fact that 40 plus people are out of work
We're
today.
out of work, yeah. Wait, I just booked a gig, though.
Oh, yeah, you should mention your next job.
I'm going to be giving Tafayan bread samples at a ShopRite.
Nice.
Next
Marie.
Saturday.
Nice.
Hey, listen, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
All right, so where can we see you for your appearance?
ShopRite in the Hudson Valley. I'll see you there. Thank you,
There's
Steve
only one-
Hansis.
There's only one in the Hudson Valley?
There's several.
Right?
Yeah. She just got the text, Monk. Leave her alone, all
I'm only gonna give
right?
you so many samples. I can't,
Okay.
tell all the tri-state to come. I'll run out.
Well, we just need it. We'll follow you at Annie on Air on Instagram, and you can
Perfect.
tell us which one to show up to.
What do you care if you run out? They'll just make more.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So we have someone special on the phone, you guys. I know this is a big day for us. It is our last day here at WPLJ. It is also my daughter's last day of kindergarten.
Oh, big deal.
Which every time I think of Stella and being on the radio and all that is like unscrambling Stella when she would call in and
Yeah.
sing all the songs when she was like 2. And we moved here when she was barely 2. And now she's wrapping up kindergarten, which is so bittersweet.
Wow.
But we got her on the phone. Let me see if I can get her. Stella?
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Stella Lou.
Yeah?
I wanted to call you to say good luck on your last day of school.
Thank you, Mommy.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye, Stella.
Bye. I love you more than anything.
I love you more than anything.
I love you more than outer space.
I love you more than the moon.
No.
All right, babe. Have a good day. I love you.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Go cute.
So cute, Stella.
Short and
So
sweet,
cute.
man.
Kindergarten.
Wow.
Short and sweet. That little kid, man. She's got my heart. That's my girl.
And now we can hear her speak. When you started, we did the Unscrambled Stella because she had trouble speaking.
Right, she did.
Now she actually...
Because she was 2.
Oh, right, that's how that works.
She didn't have trouble speaking. She was 2.
Right. It's not like Annie's son who's having trouble. This is...
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
It's like
he
today.
can't speak yet.
He has, because he hasn't said mama yet. You're going to rub that in?
You're going to do it to the bitter last minute, aren't you?
We're going to drown Monk at the end of the show.
44 minutes.
Get your pens ready. There's lots of papers this time.
Oh, man.
No.
What the reality of it all, right? It's just something else.
95.5 PLJ. 95.5 PLJ. Todd and Jayde in the morning. Monk and Annie. Christina, the phone screener, the whole crew wrapping things up on 95.5 PLJ. This will be the final day that the radio station in its current form will exist. It'll become something else at 7 o'clock tonight.
Ugh.
Whatever that is, you can decide for yourself. I don't know what the hell it's going to be. I don't really care.
Funny choice of words.
Right?
But I don't know what in the heavens it'll be.
Yeah.
Will you be like 5 gin and tonics deep, Todd?
At least.
By that point?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were going to take a picture, and I'm like, oh, my God, Annie, my hair looks so terrible. She goes, what do you care? You're getting fired today.
Perfect.
It was like the funniest thing. I'm like, oh, no, we can't take a picture. My hair looks bad. You're getting fired today. It's supposed to look bad.
Right.
So true.
We laugh because it hurts.
I know.
Yes. Let's go to some phones here. Stephanie from Livingston, good morning.
Oh, my God. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
What's up?
How are you? I just wanted to call and say goodbye and thank you for all the years that you guys have been bringing smiles to us. Todd, I don't know if you remember me. A couple years ago, we had invited you to my family's restaurant in Short Hills called the Four Seasons. You came with Brewster, the producer, and you sat next to Bill Parcells' brother.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was awesome. And then you
that
guys
was great.
mentioned us on the radio the next day. Yeah, it was nice. So,
Well, thank you for calling, Stephanie. It was very sweet.
We gotta go. You didn't invite me to the restaurant that day? That was kind of messed up.
I don't know where you were. You must have been out of town.
He tries not to invite you places.
Yeah, I guess so.
Terry, good morning.
Oh, my God. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. What is up?
I mean, you would need a whole nother show to go back to all the memories I have. But however, I'm just so fortunate to Todd. No offense to you, Jay. I have been following you forever. I used to work right there at 767 Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. Relocated with my family to Manahawkin, New Jersey, down by LBI 14 years ago. I can't wait to get to like exit 74 when you guys key in on my radio, and I still listen to you to this day. I remember fondly the deli guy. I remember the library phone scam. I mean, there's just so much that you have brought into my life over the last 30, 35 years. And I cannot, Monk, since you were an intern, down to your dating days, down to your engagement, down to your wedding, down to everybody's kids graduating like mine are now. It never got old. I mean, even when it was called Mojo and it was all the way back. And,
Wow.
all the way back to Mojo and the Bon Jovi rooftop concert. And way back in 1986, I won my first $1,000 off the radio for my wedding in 1988. That was my first contest ever.
Wow. I mean, that goes back.
I mean,
thank you, Terry.
I mean, the amount of prizes we've been away and the way we've connected with people in terms of trips and cash. I heard, Todd, you were talking to Scott yesterday about the $1 Million Bank Run. That was a big thing we used to do for many years.
Yeah, we did
that was back in the day. We had stuff to give away.
Is that the one where they had to grab as much money as they could or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
And one
they
time
had to run back and forth, and then one guy almost died during it. He passed out.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
The legendary Scott Shannon line. We got a man down.
Got a man down.
Man down.
Yeah.
He was okay. I mean, thank goodness he was okay. But that was Victor. Victor
Navarchik. Yeah.
Navarchik. That's what it was.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, where are we going?
We got
Laura.
We're
going to go to Laura. Hey, Laura.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
Morning.
What's up?
I'm just calling. I wanted to say, thank you for all the years. I've been a listener since, I'm 34 now. I've been a listener since, I'm a preteen, teen in the 90s, early 2000s. And your station's really special to me, especially the morning show. Scott and Todd, especially my aunt, Lorraine Lee was her name. She was killed on September 11th. And she was a huge fan of your show. She would buy me and her, we would listen to the phone scams. She would buy the CDs, and we'd listen in the car. She would even listen on her Walkman on the bus on the way to work. That's how far back it goes with Walkman.
Wow.
And I just want to say, after 9/11 and everything like that, in the past 17, 18 years, anytime I had your station on, especially the morning hours, it always, kind of made me feel connected to her, kept her memory alive for me. So hearing your voice, especially Todd, and when Scott was on, and even now the new crew and everything, just hearing your show and the hijinks you guys do, everything like that, it just kind of kept a part of her alive for me all these years. So I really appreciate
so sweet.
everything you've done, and I know she'd be sad to see you go just as I am today. So I wish you guys luck, and thank you for everything.
Thank you for the
Wow.
call. Wow. Amazing.
We're all in tears in the studio. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
wow.
I mean, we spent so many hours that day, Todd, for 9/11.
16 hours.
And it was just, it's part of our soul and part of the fabric of PLJ. I mean, to this day, the one thing, if you randomly walk into someone off the street, the one thing they'll always remember is PLJ was on the air when 9/11 happened.
When you guys chose to be here, too. I mean, even though that there were other threats they said, and that they were evacuating people and everything, you guys chose to stay here and stay on and be there for people. And that, that's something you don't forget.
Yeah.
Well, I think what was amazing, too, is other radio stations went back to regular programming.
Wow.
They went back and started playing music. And we just stayed on and talked to people for 16 hours.
And the people needed you, right? Because the cells were out and everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's cell phones weren't working.
That's how they were communicating.
Yeah.
Literally, they were
Pre-social
like,
media.
"I'm looking for my husband. My wife is missing. Can you?" And in some rare cases, the other person would call. But then, as we know, a lot of those folks got trapped
right
in the building, and that was the radio was way. Some of them got to actually say goodbye, which is, it's still the most. It's indelibly inked into my mind. It'll always be the one thing that I, you never forget when you go through something like that.
Right.
And the people that you talk to.
And you went through it with your audience together, you know.
All went through it together. 9:28. It's Todd Jayde in the morning. Monk and Annie on 95.5 PLJ. 95.5 PLJ. Into the last few minutes here.
Yeah, now you're going to leave?
Yeah.
Oh, take our crumb cake and then you leave.
Of course. At the HR department.
And our healthcare.
And yeah.
It's never good when HR runs in and goes, Jade, come see me before you leave.
Oh, I know.
No kidding.
And then our friend is here taking pictures for us. And I'm like, are you really taking pictures?
Oh, Amy, you're the best.
Amy, are you taking pictures of HR talking to me?
Firing.
The actual firing as it's happening.
Like the Red Wedding at Game of Thrones.
Right?
It really is a fun. We were about to literally go on the air, and then our market manager and the head of HR come into the studio. We're like, "Can you just give us 30 more minutes?
Just give us the ending. That's all."
Oh man,
Let's take some more calls.
Yeah, let's do that.
Jackie from Yonkers. Good morning.
Hey guys, I'm sick. I'm gonna miss you guys so much. Love you all.
We love you too, Jackie.
I promised Christine I'd keep it quick because I know you got a lot of calls coming in. I just wanted to say, how I'm going to miss the phone scam, the blown off, the song parodies, and it's like the only station you could ever hear, like the Jersey Girl and not the Springsteen version. And the only one I ever won anything. I won back in the day. I won Dead Guy in the Envelope, and I saw Prince. I mean, couldn't get better tickets than that.
Yeah.
But just Annie, from seeing you from young girl to young mom, just gonna miss you.
I love you. Thanks for calling me young. I appreciate that.
Yeah. She wasn't that young.
No,
here.
it's true. I started out as going out getting drunk with my roommates, getting engaged, to having my wedding.
Yeah, you weren't young.
First kid. What?
You weren't young.
I was like 30. I was 30. I was young.
Yeah, sure.
Come on.
It's all in the mind.
Yeah.
Brian from Eatontown, you're next.
Hey, Todd, I'd like to ask a question.
Okay.
Did the Dead Guy in the Envelope win a Grammy in 1985 for his hit album, Mambo Diablo?
Oh, Brian, this
is great.
This is great.
Brian would call every week for Dead Guy in the Envelope, and we always made him first, and he would always have a very funny line prepared. Specifically,
so you're saying it's not Tito Puente?
It's not Tito Puente.
And he guess the same guy every week.
Always Tito Puente. And did we ever put Tito Puente in the envelope?
Yeah,
we did. Okay.
You put him in. I couldn't get through. Some other guy won, and then you said, "Geez, Brian's got to be killing himself right now."
Man, it's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, same here. I want to wish you guys the best. Thanks for taking all my calls and putting up with my corny jokes all those years.
We loved it, Brian. Thank you.
Hey, take care, man.
Bye-bye. Oh, what a great guy. That brings me back.
That voice. The second we heard that voice.
As soon as he did the dead guy. Hysterical. Let's go to Tony. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. I'm heartbroken.
That's two-tone.
Todd, a couple of funny stories. One, I was at a kickoff with you down at Jenks, and we were all cheering for you. Todd. And you went and you tripped. You couldn't get to the microphone. And when you finally got to the microphone, you said, God damn it, I tripped over 400 beer cans. That's why I couldn't get to the microphone. Half of those were mine.
Todd would never speak like that.
No, never. Not use the Lord's name in vain.
Never.
Yeah, not now.
It must have been a lie.
Quick thing, you ladies, you weren't familiar, but back in the day, we used to do this thing called Flush the Format, where during the 9 o'clock hour, we would play any song we wanted. It was so much fun. But a lot of the times, Scott and Todd, by 9 o'clock on Friday, were kind of checked out. So they would go wander the hallways. Todd would maybe take a step outside into the stairwell.
I know what's coming.
So I would always find a way, if they didn't know, to sneak this song in. The Going Gets Tough, The Tough Get Going by Billy Ocean.
Oh.
And we got to play one more time in the 9 o'clock hour.
It's a perfect song for today in the 9 o'clock hour.
That's great.
Right now they go, hey, go. 95.5 PLJ, Todd Jayde, Annie Monk, everybody wrapping things up.
Everybody.
We have another celebrity. On the phone.
Billy Joel?
Nope. Your sister, Amanda.
My sister?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, my sister, Amanda.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
I just wanted to say I'm really proud of all of you for doing such a great job every morning. You guys we listen up here in the Hudson Valley. You guys keep our day going. Jane, Todd, Monk, Anne-Marie, you know what? You're my sister. I love you forever, and I'll always listen to you. You have my heart, and you're my best friend, and you've always stayed positive through everything. So keep it going. You'll do great. All of you will do a good job. So
hopefully.
We love you a lot.
If I could say something. Yeah, go ahead.
I have somebody that's always listened to you guys for years. Jen, my coworker. We've listened to you guys every morning.
Every morning. I've been listening to you guys since I was a child. I don't even like listening to the music. I like listening to your banters back and forth. That's what I look forward to every morning. And I wish you all the very, very best.
Thanks.
And maybe one day you'll be on another radio station together and we can listen.
Yeah, thanks. And Amanda, I mean, am I allowed to say anything for you?
Sure, you can. Go ahead.
Real quick, to be very brief, but back in September, my sister was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. And she completed her last chemo in April.
Yes.
And she had her scan this Tuesday, and it came back good. So God willing, she's in remission, and it's been a long, crazy road since September, but she showed up for work every day.
Yep.
I went to Sloan Kettering. Thank you to the whole crew at Sloan Kettering and Susie and all of them that took such good care of her. And she'd drive home. I'm like, you can't drive home. You just got chemo. Nope, I'm driving home. And she never missed a single day with her boys. And she's my hero. And I'm so proud of her. And you keep kicking that cancer's ass. And I love you.
I love you too. And like I said, guys, you guys have been supportive with her too through everything, and we appreciate it. And again, you guys are family, so remember that. Always stick together. Always keep communicating, and we love you guys.
It's ironic that you're calling in too, Amanda, because you're in HR, and in about 16 minutes, our HR person's going to be in here.
Yeah, so you got any advice for us? Any words of wisdom when we're about to meet our fate?
Time's ticking.
That doesn't help at all.
I know.
Oh, man.
Final thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, my headphones are all the way up to the max volume.
Are you back there?
And he blows out her eardrums on the very last break. How poetic.
Great.
So final thoughts. Christina, the phone screener.
First.
We already all got tears in our eyes, too, man.
We have our order. You know our order.
Oh, I can't even talk. I don't know. All right,
cry.
give me a second.
Make me cry, too.
All right, I need a second. Ooh.
All right, well, we'll come back to Christina.
Okay.
Let's go to Monk. He's dry-eyed.
Wow, okay. I was expecting so fast.
Well, you're like Annie now.
What's G Maxwell Engineer doing behind you over there? Is he
This is, you got a ceremony first.
Oh, Gene, come over here. Gene has been with the company for, what did you say, 40?
43 years,
40?
6 months, and 1 week.
43 years, 6 months, and a week, keeping us on air here at PLJ. And as we speak right now, he is taking a screwdriver to the board, right here, the big board.
Yep.
We have all the buttons with our names on them.
Button!
There's a Todd, there's a Jade, there's a Annie, there's a Monk. He's popping off all the buttons, and he's going to give each button to each of us.
Button.
The button. I know you love how I say button.
Button.
I was hoping for the hard T on button.
Did I deliver?
Nah, it's okay.
Oh,
you're
man.
serious mode.
Well, we
that's
joked.
cool.
We joked about, or I joked anyway, about stealing this button and taking it with me when we were done and off the air. And then Monk ruined all of my dreams, and I found out it's just a sticker on a button.
Yeah.
A label of our names, but now we each have our
buttons.
We each have our buttons.
And I think Christina is ready. She has gathered.
Yeah, come on,
herself.
Christina.
I am. So, I don't know, before I came here, when I thought about 95.5, I thought about Summers by the Pool, and it just blasting in the backyard when I was a little girl and hearing Scott and Todd and Race Taylor and Joey Kramer and all these legends. And I never thought that I would be here, that I would start at a legendary station like 95.5, and for you guys to let me in and join the show. And you all have like these personalities, like Annie, like your genuine heart. You have this heart of gold, and it rubs off on people. And Todd, you have this sense of humor. Like, you've made me laugh every single day of my life for the past, 2-3 years, and he's so charismatic. And then there's Monk, who Monk's your corny jokes and your sarcasm, I'm gonna miss it so much. And Jade, you're rebellious, and you're a go-getter, and you're a hard worker, and I take all of that with me, and I've learned so much. And the listeners who have become our friends, and it's crazy. And there's Melanie, and there's so many. I'm Mike Allen, and there's so many talented people here, and I just wish you all the best, and I couldn't have asked for a better place to start. I can truly say that these were the years. So, thank you.
We love you.
Oh
my God,
we
give me
love
another
you.
hug.
That was amazing.
Good job. I love you.
Annie, are you gathered?
Oh, gosh. Maybe you skip me for a second. Monk,
I'll go if you want.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm probably the luckiest guy in the history of broadcasting. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was growing up. I knew I wanted to be in show business. I was growing up like where people loved like Don Mattingly and Darryl Strawberry. Like David Letterman was my hero. I always wanted to be in show business somehow. But I'm from a family of immigrants. My mom, a Cuban refugee. My dad from Spain, and they came here with basically nothing and raised two boys to live out their dreams. And I went to William Patterson College and fell in love with radio. And I said, you know what, it'd be fun if I did an internship. And my mom's favorite radio station was PLJ. And I interviewed here and I got an internship here. And the only reason I took the internship initially was because it was near the PATH station. I was like, I don't know much about New York. I don't get around much. I'll intern there. I'll have fun for a spring semester. And next thing you know, I get hired as an intern. Then I become a promotion person. And then Todd, for some reason, saw me at an event at Right Playland. And I was like a big goofball. And Todd said, you're pretty good. And so they...
I don't think I've ever seen you cry, Monk. It's kind of freaking me out.
I know. Give him a hug. I can't get over there.
But then I ended up with Scott and Todd, and I learned so much from them. And Todd became like a big brother to me and always looked after me. And there were so many years and so many trials and tribulations here, and I could have been out so many times, but Todd always had my back. And I'll never forget that, Todd. And finally, I met my wife, who was a promotion director here, and I can't imagine. God, I sound like a jerk off.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that because you're already crying, but yeah.
I can't imagine my life without Teresa, and I kind of, she's like the most amazing and kind person I've ever met, and for someone to put up with someone like me for so long.
Yeah, she does deserve a medal.
Yes, a round of applause for Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa, we love you.
I'm just so thankful, and I love so much, and I love all you so much, and I just want to thank the station for giving me like the best 24 years of my life, and who knows what's going to happen, but I just know that I'm just the luckiest
bastard from Jersey. So thank you very much for all you guys.
Oh, Monk, we love you.
Monk,
we love you.
And now you got to press buttons, and
Yeah.
Ah,
right,
jeez. All right. I don't even know how to follow that.
You're up, mammy.
No, I just, I've been here 5.5 years, and there's so much to say. I don't even know where to start because I've met so many wonderful people, from all of you guys on air to Christina, the phone screener, and Lexi, and all the salespeople, the engineers, promotion department. Like, people don't realize it's us here in the studio, but it's so much bigger than that. It's the whole company. It takes a big crew of people to make this ship float. And I worked in Poughkeepsie. You make fun of me all the years. Small market radio, did Kiss FM, then K104. When I got that call from Monk, I said, PLJ, really? And I took this giant leap of faith, and I moved into the city with a friend in a studio apartment, and I came here a single lady, and got engaged in Central Park, had my wedding here, and my first baby, and all the people that we've met have just been so amazing. All the charity events, the appearances we've done, all the interns we've had, it's just been so incredible. And this has been a rough 6 months. We've been sitting on this for a while, and my husband and I was like, I feel like I finally made it. I'm at PLJ. We're doing great. We bought a house in January, and we were hoping to tell you guys we were having a second baby, but after the announcement of the station being sold, we lost the baby at 10 weeks, and then Cooper died 4 days later, and I said, my life is like crumbling in front of me. And then I got the news about my sister in remission from cancer. I said, this is what life is all about. And this is the opportunity to work with you guys and reach people. And we take all of that stuff we're going through in our personal life, and we bury it down inside, and we come in and we laugh. We make fun of each other, and we just have fun. Because it's our job to forget all the crap in our life and make you smile. And that's what we're here for. And I just am so appreciative to Todd and to Monk. Jade, when you came on board, you embraced me as well. And you guys have really just taught me so much for my radio career. And I hope to continue, hopefully, with you guys all someday. But, I'll never forget first meeting Todd, Monk. Thank you. And Tina Lang and John DelJourno that gave you, my info. But I feel like I could ramble on forever. But thank you to all the staff here at Cumulus, Melanie, Mike Allen, Race Taylor, Joey Kramer, the whole crew. I love you guys so much. And this is not the end. We're all going to continue on to great things. And thank you to the audience here. I love you all. And thank you for embracing me and Sean and Michael and my whole family. So I thank you guys very much. Thank you.
Great job. All right, Jade.
I'm still crying about Annie.
Oh, stop. No, please.
I had no idea.
But that's why we just keep our things, I
don't.
I don't.
Really?
Annie knows when I got to fart. Like, I know everything.
Wait, I think I told you to fart when you first moved to the city.
You did, actually.
I don't fart in the streets. Nobody will notice. There's so many people.
Yeah, Annie goes, it's the most freeing thing. When you move to the city, you can just let it go when you're walking down the street.
And nobody knows.
Oh, God. I just love you guys so much. You think about what you're going to say and how you're going to really wrap this up, this experience of us being together. And it hasn't always been easy. And we've been at each other's throats, and we've loved each other. We've been there for each other through a lot of stuff. And what I think is really cool for us with our listeners is that we have this unique bond with you that no other medium can offer.
Nope.
You can call in from anywhere and talk to us at any time while we're on the air. And there aren't a lot of relationships like that. We may never meet in person, but I might know you by your Instagram handle. We might share pictures of our kids with each other as they grow. We might never meet in person, but there's just this bond. And in radio, you don't always get to say goodbye. You don't.
No.
Usually it's, hey, great show, you guys. That was your last one. And you never get the opportunity for us to say goodbye. So that the fact that we can be here, and there's just so many people gathered outside our studio right now, that we can all tell each other really how much we love each other and what we've been through. And that's really special. It really is a gift that we have this opportunity to do that. So I want to thank Cumulus for giving us that. It has been a very long goodbye. At some point, it felt like, wow, this is like somebody in hospice. You don't want them to die, but you kind of just want to get it over with. You go through these waves of emotion. I'm like, someone put a pillow over our head already. We're like ready to go, and then now it's coming down to the last few minutes of our show. And I'm just overwhelmed. I love you guys so much. You've taught me a lot. I've learned something from each and every one of you. And my family has become your family, and your families have become mine. And I hope we keep in touch forever. And I don't know if we'll ever work together again, But I'm just grateful for each and every one of you and this opportunity. And, you know, Todd, when he and I first met, we didn't really get along in that room. But you know what? When we left that room, we were arm in arm and we were calling each other names in a fun, very fun way. And I knew that I could work with you at that point, and because we solved our differences within 10 minutes of name calling. So we've really grown. And to your credit, Todd, you've opened up and shared a lot about your life since I've been on this show. And I just appreciate that about you, to be brave enough to talk about your family. And you always have, but you know, there's you've been a lot more intimate about your life and details, and we pull that out of you, and you've been such a sport. And I just appreciate that. And I love you guys. And again, I know I'm rambling too, but
what else is new?
Yeah, right. I guess that's a great way to go out.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
And PLJ has meant a lot to me, and thank you everybody just who's even here looking in on this. And we better all keep in touch.
Yes.
And I'm at Jade Donovan on Instagram, so you better DM me so we can keep in touch.
Generally, I don't do a final thought.
No.
I just
You have to.
hey, see you back tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through it. But I want to thank all of you guys. I didn't think there's been a lot of changes, and I took a lot of personal blame for what happened at the radio station and tried to build a new team to move forward, and couldn't have had a better one. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't... when Jade came in, obviously it was an adjustment, and we, two strong-willed personalities, and we just put all that aside and became friends. And I respect you, and I appreciate the things you brought out in me, because I was, very a guarded person. I'm sorry.
Take all the time you need.
Yeah.
We had a nickel for every time Todd cried. We'd have a nickel.
Wait. No, we did get Todd to cry one time. Remember, on his birthday.
Okay, so we'd have 10 cents. Okay.
We'd have 10 cents.
And, so thank you, Jade. For that. And
thank you.
I appreciate it. Annie, I said to Monk, when I first heard you, I said, this girl's going to be a superstar. And just the way you are. I mean, I knew it immediately. And you proved that to be true. And you connect with people. And you just, if anybody in radio is listening, and we'll obviously replay this and make fun of me, and that's okay. Hire Annie, because she's amazing, and I always knew just the person you were. I knew you immediately, and really want to thank you for all that you've done to help the show, and all that you sacrificed personally, and the commuting, which was you're one of a kind, and thank you for that.
Thank you.
Monk,
you could skip over me. It's all right.
No, please do, Monk, because the longer we stay on the air, we have to sign that paperwork, because I know HR is waiting outside the door like, tick, tick, you guys.
I've got healthcare for another 3 minutes.
I heard Monk in the promotion department. That was the first time, and it's a legendary story, I guess, at this point, that Monk was, driving the van and would do appearances, and I saw him, and I said, man, this kid is sharp. He's together, and he knows what he's doing, and he talks to people, not at them. And I
I knew right away, too, that Monk was somebody that was going to be a star and did so much behind the scenes and never got credit for barely half of what he did. And that's been true. And that's the role of a producer. And it's sort of the unsung hero of the show. But I just love you, and I appreciate you so much. And everything that we've gone through together, there's been nobody else that I would have rather shared it with. And you've had my back as I've had yours, and that's what friendship is all about. And I love you, and I'll always do whatever I can for you. My family, obviously my wife Carrie and my daughters Amanda and Haley, who just always supported me and really took the brunt of the sacrifices that we make to do a show like this, where you don't have a personal life. You sacrifice that, and they always understood that. And I thank them, and I love them. And finally, the PLJ audience, who has just been remarkable. They have been loyal. They have been real. They have been genuine, honest sometimes when you didn't want them to be. And I am humbled to have been able to be part of your lives for almost 29 years. And there's no way I can ever repay you for taking me into your lives. But I hope that along the way, I've given you some laughter, some genuine fun moments, and I thank you very much. My family thanks you, and I don't know what it would have been like anywhere else. This is my entire career in New York on PLJ. So I just want to again thank the people along the way who have been a part of my life and the show, but most importantly, ABC, Cap Cities, Disney, Citadel, and Cumulus, because without those companies, I wouldn't have had an opportunity to do what I do and meet the people that I've met. It's always about the people.
Yeah.
Radio will be here or it won't. It's about the people you meet along the way. And I've been extraordinarily lucky to be surrounded by great people. So with that said, that'll wrap up the final Todd and Jayde show. And man, I would have bet you $1 million that I was going to be fine.
Yeah, I know.
I think, I'll just go on and say goodbye, and that'll be that. But when it's your life, it's your life. I mean,
there's no checking out. There's no, you can turn work off for a minute. I mean, we're constantly engaged with each other, trying to create a conversation and topics and bringing our family into it and telling our family stories. They didn't ask to be on the radio. Yeah. Like you said, thanking Carrie and your girls is so important, and to all of our families too. And, thanks again for making us look bad because I didn't thank Bryce, or my mom who has my girls right now and is watching them so that I can be here. Those are the people that have supported us so we could do what we do. And that's just so important to say thank you to them.
And I'm sure there's a million people that I forgot, obviously, but you can't, possibly get it all. So I guess for the last time, we all thank you and appreciate you and love you. And for now, friends, the show is over. Go in peace.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling.